But we got smashed. But we got smashed. But we got smashed, bro.
3, 2, 1, go!
What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? We are back in your ears. Ready to get it on. We have a lot to talk about. Yes, Astrobot is back up in the spot. Woo! Feeling good, feeling good. Also, we got to ask who fault it is. We're going to talk about Hellblade 2 and all the tensions and controversies and feelings around what and what it wasn't. And we're going to try to discuss because we haven't played it. But what's good, people?
Well, another Thursday.
What it do?
Hey, 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 hey. I'm hyped. Y'all know I'm hyped. I'm hyped. I gotta calm down. Hey, stepping on the block in my new. About to get it on with my crew. Every Thursday, you know how we do. Off the top of the brain, boy, I'm cool. What's good? What's up? Howdy,
One hitter quitter, TKO, you.
How you doing, Nia? Howdy. Howdy. I need a cowboy hat is gonna be saying howdy. Oh, man. Man. Did y'all get a chance to see it? I didn't watch it, so we're gonna be watching it live tonight. Live reaction.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it.
Yeah, I did get a chance to watch it. I sat down right before dinner. I got a chance to check it out. So, got some comments that I would like to say. You know, we'll get into it. We'll chop it up.
Okay, were they dropping? Were they dropping them? Was they like Microsoft take all this Vladimir Putin bombs upside your head all day long? Or was it trash? Which one? Let me know.
We'll save it for the conversation.
But welcome to the show. I only care about one game. And y'all know this was one of the reasons I even bought the PlayStation 5. Was for that little bot. That Mario hiding behind that robot skin. Anyway, that's what I bought the PlayStation 5 for. That was one of the strong reasons. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this game looked like. But what's good, fellas?
Man, it's Thursday.
It was trash. Welcome to the show, Alan Steve. He said it's trash. It's the trash. He said it's trash. Okay. Wait a minute, Alan Steve. Don't do that. PlayStation was trash. How about that? Anyway, well, all right. Well, it was trash. We'll see, Alan Steve. But welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. As y'all can see, I'm excited. We got some new gaming news, and next week, hopefully, we get the Nintendo Direct. Ain't that supposed to be next week? Ain't it supposed to be sometime in June? June 6th or something.
I don't know what they ever said, though. Did they ever say?
I think they did say June. I
thought they said June 6th or something like that. Maybe I'm just hopeful.
I believe they said June.
That's my anniversary. That might be what I'm thinking of, my wedding anniversary. I ain't married you, Nintendo, so it may be on my birthday, maybe the 1st of June. Something in June coming. I know I got a birthday coming, an anniversary coming, vacation coming. It's all happening in June. Nintendo, when y'all gonna drop? Go ahead, Keith.
They said it was coming. Okay, it says June 7th.
June 7th? Okay, so I get to celebrate my wife's. And then I turn 45s. And then I get to see new Nintendo gamers. June is just great. Okay, I apologize. Y'all was totally quiet. Don't
Hey man, I was just gonna let you do your thing. Don't
My
don't
bad.
don't
I
you
went.
worry about me.
All right,
I
but we
went. I
here.
went. I went mute. I had WWE in my background. Sorry.
What you watching? What SmackDown? What you watching?
No, I'm talking about boys in there wrestling.
Oh, they wrestling. Okay. I ain't know. I was like, man, we watching the wrestling now. I haven't watched. Well, I almost peered in with The Rock in the whole situation with him. But I still didn't peer in. I haven't watched wrestling in a minute. But it is a movie on. I think it's Paramount. About a wrestling family. I can't think of the name of it right now, but it was pretty
Iron
good.
Lung or something like that, or Iron something
Iron Von Erickson, Eric, some Von Eric or something like that. Yeah. Was it about a family that kept having all these tragedies?
Oh no, that's a different movie.
Okay, all right. Nia said level tripping. I'm tripping on tonight. I just feel good. I'm up with my fellas. We about to talk gaming. I enjoy Thursdays. Cause I get beat up and double teamed in the chat room all the time. So it's good to jump on and hear their
There
voices.
we go.
See, every time I try to talk to my guys, they act like I be on something. I'm not on anything. But anyway,
You always on something.
I'm not. I'm actually really. Look, K-Bum I am excited to be here with you guys. That's why
I believe that.
I be getting mad because I be excited. Y'all be talking with all the low pitch. I can get low too if I want to. I mean, but I be excited, so I can't even come down to the low octaves on y'all. I be happy to be here. But anyway, welcome to the show. We got a lot to talk about. And I don't want to tarry too much longer on the introduction stage. Let's get into what you've been gaming on.
That was an absolute church statement. That man said Terry.
I told you, well, I got to take you to the
not
church.
Heard that word outside
Terry?
of a church service. That is not a word you use at work.
Terry, we not going to Terry.
Terry, not.
So Nia, go ahead and get the offering plates. Make sure everybody find their seats, get on the program and all that stuff. Let's go.
You know what time it is? It's time for What Have You Been Gaming On? Sing it, folks. Let's go. Hey. What you been gaming on? 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 Gaming on, gaming on, gaming on.
Who going first?
I guess I'll go ahead and go first. I keep go first a lot of times, so let me go ahead and jump.
All right, so I
into it.
go first. I'll break that. Oh, my bad. He still say he's going first.
Like I said, he always on something. Anyway, what I've been gaming on, I'm actually doing a little gaming right now, just getting ready to get on the podcast, do our thing. But what I've been gaming on, I guess I'll just say what I've been gaming on right now, which is the show. Still playing that a little bit. It's died down since, but I still play it every now and then. It's a good time killer. We don't really have much to do. But man, let me talk about the main game. Yeah. So I finished Tales of Kenzara. I finished it this week. Got to the conclusion. We need to set up. Hopefully, you guys can get ready to finish it. If you haven't already, then we can set up a little podcast to kind of talk about it. Give it some due diligence, and so on and so on. So I'm happy I got a chance to finish that game this week. I actually played a brand new game this week as well. I went and tried X Defiant. X Defiant, for those who may not know, that is the Ubisoft's version of Call of Duty. It just I think it dropped this week, if I'm not mistaken, either this week or last week. It had some betas last year. There was a couple betas last year and stuff like that, but this is my first time. I think my first time. I don't think I played the beta. My first time playing it actually dropped. It's free to play. My understanding, yeah, it's free to play. So I got a chance. I downloaded it. I popped it in. I hopped in my first match. I finished my first match and I turned it off uh, because
Yes,
I
sir.
do not believe this game is for me. Yeah, it's not for me. I don't. To be honest with you, I know this is trying to be the it's trying to give Call of Duty competition, in this military shooter space, but it's not for me. I did not enjoy the game. I do not care about this particular genre anymore. I possibly play the Call of Duty when it comes out, but I don't. It's usually just for 2 weeks and I'm done. I send it back through GameFly. This type of shooter is no longer my joy. Possibly because I don't have my crew anymore. The home as I play this type of game with. So yeah, but just in general, I did not like X Defiant. I did not. I played it once and it's gone. It's still on the PlayStation, but I doubt I'll play it. I might end up deleting it today. Speaking of deletions,
Hold on, hold on, hold on,
uh,
hold on, hold on. Don't go too far. Cherry man coming at you, man. He coming at your neck.
hold on. What's going on?
He
My
coming
man
at your
said
neck.
X Defiance. Oh man, brother. No, it wasn't that it was I was dying too much. It's just I didn't like the combat. I just I did not like the combat. It was not it wasn't fun. That's the bottom line. It's not about the death. Not that you dying too much. It's not about knowing strategy. It just I realized I'm not that type of gamer anymore to play that type of game. I think that was the understanding. Maybe X Defiant is good for others, but for me, it's not my type of game anymore. So that's pretty much the summation of that. So moving on quickly, talking about deletions. So I just deleted the game off my hard drive. I'm done with it.
I
It's
thought you
just
said Trump getting deleted.
oh,
Oh, my bad. Oh, my bad.
no, 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 no.
Got him.
I got him. No, but I just deleted the game off my hard drive. It was time. It was time for it. The writing has been on the wall for a while now. I've been refusing to acknowledge it. It's the reason why I deleted it because 3 to 4 days in a row, I said I know what's going to happen when I play this game, but I'm going to give it a try anyway because it may be different. I play it. The thing that I thought happened happens. I turn it off. The next day, I like, you know what? Tomorrow's gonna be. Today's gonna be different. And I turn it on. I play it. The same thing happens. And then the next day, you know what? I got a feeling today is gonna be a different result. I play the game. Same thing happens. Turn it off. And that game that has now been deleted from my hard drive is Overwatch 2. It's gone.
What?
We're
It
done.
kept it kept dropping.
Wow.
We're
It kept
we're
bugging
done.
out on you.
You say what?
It kept bugging out on you.
No, the game's not bugging out. The gameplay is trash.
Oh,
It's terrible.
You gotta
The
let that
tank
breathe a little
play.
bit.
You say what,
Gotta let that breathe a little bit. That
I
shit
thought you
bro?
happened.
said.
No,
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold
Let
on.
that breathe.
I thought you said you was enjoying Overwatch
eh,
too.
that I so I play any roles. I select any roles. There's three roles: tank, healer, damage. And I usually say, just give me the role that's available the most. And the role that's always the most available that I always end up playing is tank. And the tank gameplay with this last patch has made it miserable to play tank. It is absolutely miserable. What it comes down to it's not about your skill anymore, and that's the biggest thing for me. Playing tank is not about your skill, how skilled you are at playing tank. Playing tank is simply on counter picking whatever tank that person has. That's it. That's all you got to do. If that tank has this type of tank, all you do is pick the counter for that tank. If that person pick your counter and then you pick his counter, and then when he picks your counter, and then you pick his counter. Like that's it. That's the gameplay. That's how you play it now. And it's not about strategy anymore. It's not about outdueling the opponent. It's not about making smarter plays. It's not about using the environment. It's about picking the counter of the tank that the opponent has, and that is it. That's all you got to do, and you can win. You don't need skills, and it ticked me off because I lost the guy. Is clearly worse than me. Like I've played this game long enough to know when someone's better than me, and to know when someone's worse than me. And the guy is clearly disobeying the rules of what it means to be a tank, and they're just winning because he has my counter. And that was the last straw. Deleted it. It's gone. Maybe they'll fix it down the road. I don't know. I had to delete it to save myself because I 4 days in a row I kept thinking the outcome's going to be different. It was the same thing. So that can be the end of what I've been playing on. Nothing else really matters. I think that was the biggest nugget was finishing Tales of Kazari and the deletion of Overwatch 2. So that will no longer be in my rotation of games, and I will be migrating to other games for enjoyment.
K-Bo was like, I will no longer denigrate
Platoon 3.
myself with your nonsense, sir. Bye-bye. Ta-ta. Okay.
I had to save myself from myself, bro.
Shouts out to Chariot Man. Welcome to the show. All right, go ahead, Mr. Norris.
Why yes. I've too been gaming. Since this is a gaming podcast, I'm gaming on the Ghost of Tsushima. I am at the part where you'll get the bow and arrow.
Nice.
So I haven't gained much. I'm still in the beginning. But it's a beautiful game. Life be happening. Also, I too have finished Tales of Kenzara.
Nice.
Beautiful game. The reason I really picked it up a little bit more because you said you want to talk about it. So I guess now we just waiting on level to go ahead and finish it. It's not relatively difficult. It's not Metroid Dread difficulty. So.
Yep, I knew it was shade.
What you mean?
I knew it was shade.
He didn't catch it. He didn't hear it.
No, I didn't.
He caught it.
No, I didn't. My wife was down here. I had to disconnect what was said. I heard shade and laughter, and I didn't feel like it was. I was included in this laughter, so I felt like I was the bud of it. So what's the laughing about, Mr. Norris?
My pleasure. Listen, so I beat Tales of Kenzar.
Okay.
And I picked it up a little bit more because K-Bone said he wanted to talk about it, and I said, I guess we're just waiting on Levelhead to go ahead and beat it. It's not Metroid Dread level difficulty, so it should be fairly. We'll be able to talk about it probably next week. So.
Well, okay. Is that all you gained?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Is that all I gained? No, that is all I gained, though. That is all I gained. Oh, but I just want to put this out there because I'm going to probably pick this up, too. I have been watching that show. What is that show called? Hold on. I just downloaded the demo because I wanted Sandland. I've been watching Sandland, the Kira Toriyama TV show. I've been watching it. I think the show is pretty good. I don't like the name of the character. You just look at it. You can go find out why I don't like it. But I'm going to try to play the game, so to give a little bit of feedback about the Sandland game that came out. I think it came out back in April. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
That's it.
All right. I guess I'll come up. So yes, I got some gaming in. Of course, we all played Helldivers 2 and had a interesting experience with that. With the bats. Whatever they were.
Bruh.
Hey, that was unreal.
K-Bo was like, okay, I'm out.
That
I can't forget that. He's like, man, I'm not fighting these birds. I'm gone. Let's go to distraction. I was like, are we not going to make sure that we have everything secured? No, I'm done. Let's go. I was like, all right. So I enjoyed that. But I got some gaming in this week. So I did throw in, I've been meaning to do this for a minute. I threw back in Street Fighter 6 and got it in, got a chance to see the new model of Akuma. And man, is he dope. I got to buy him. And that's the only thing about these games, man. What happened to the good old days of just playing through the game and earning the character through beating them and adding them to your roster? You got to buy all these characters now. So I went to see how much the pack was all for all these new characters. There's 4 of them, and I'm not going to give you $24 now. I made later, but not right now. But Akuma looks dope, and I like Akuma. So I was playing Street Fighters, and I was really enjoying it. I was like, man, this looks nice. And then the thought dawned on me. It's like, I got another fighting game that I haven't played in a while. And
yeah, the boxing game.
No, that game that game shall not see the light of day. Guilty Gear Strive.
Oh yeah, you were talking about that. I remember that.
And I was just wanting to compare visuals because we kind of had that conversation in the chat room about graphics and visuals. And I was like, let me go over here because even though Street Fighter has a very dope artistic aesthetic, but it is also graphical. Guilty Gear is definitely artistic, a more artistic anime approach. And I just wanted to see, the difference. And man, that game still looks amazing. Street Fighters looks amazing too, but Guilty Gear looks freaking phenomenal. It looked like you watching a literal anime movie on your screen. So I was really enjoying that. So I kept on gaming. I was like, man, my guys always say I don't get enough gaming. I'm sorry that I do so much in between these gatherings on Thursday nights. But I was like, I got to get it in on this week. So I went on and threw in Tales of Kazaria. And man, these stages are long. These are some long stages. Godly. Are they long to y'all?
It could be longer.
No, I'm saying the stages long, like one stage. Like I'm thinking I'm about to be done with Act 1, and I beat you find the girl and you have to chase her down. You go down and you get the little thing to freeze the water and all that stuff. And I come back up. I finally track her down, and then this beast comes out of nowhere. I beat the beast, and man, getting up there was harder than the actual monster. And I'm thinking I'm finna go to Act 2. It still said Act 1. I'm like, okay, what am I doing wrong? So I got to go down into the dungeon where you got to go find these 2 keys. I know what I'm talking about. So is that's still Act 1, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, because you got to get up to the sky.
You got to get up to the sky to get to Act 2. How many acts in this game?
4.
Yep,
man,
4.
These stages are long, but yeah.
This brother's still on day 1.
I haven't played it. I told you I haven't played anything, so I should catch up with y'all possibly by next week if I stay playing it. One thing I had to agree with you, K-Bum. You said this when you first played it, man. It is a little too far. It's a little too drawn out. Like I wish they'd zoom it up a little bit. And sometimes you can kind of get lost in what you're doing, and it be the different enemy types on the screen, and they're not really different, but sometimes you can kind of get lost in what you're doing. So
it's drawn out because the details aren't that good up close.
I know. I know why. I'm just saying it'd be nice if it was a little bit up close. But it's a dope game, man. It's fun. It's challenging, but like I said, no, it's definitely not a Metroid Dread, but it's not easy either. It pushes your skills, but I should catch up with y'all here by next week, hopefully. So I kept on playing. I'm like, I'm in the gaming mood. So I remembered I haven't played Star Wars Survivor. I started it. I was like, let me get back on that.
Wow, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I stopped playing, man. We picked up Helldivers too. And I went Helldivers 2. Phenomenal. I just got caught up in playing with y'all, and that's all I wanted to do. So I put it back in, and I realized I cannot take these long hiatuses.
Not in that game.
Oh
That's
my
a Souls
God.
game.
It took me about 25 to 30 minutes just to remember the moves and what button did what. It was trying to cue me to grab the ship. I'm like, how do I grab the ship? I'm going through, I'm pushing all the buttons, I'm throwing my sword, I'm rolling, I'm diving, some said jump and then push. So I jumped and pushed L1. Oh, that's the grappling hook. Oh, that's right. And so it all started coming back to me. By the time it came back to me, I was ready to stop playing because I had to go to a meeting. So it got me. I'm going to be right back on that as well. So Tales of Khazaria and Survivor, Star Wars Survivor is going to be my games for the next few days. Trying to get deeper in Star Wars and try to beat Khazar so we can talk about it. And Elden Rings is up there.
Excuse me?
Elden Rings is up there.
Okay.
It's about to go downs. Not in the DMs, but in that PlayStation 5, it's about to go down. But anyway, so y'all think I'm joking.
Struggling with Jedi Survivor. He's talking about
No, I ain't struggling with no. I'm not struggling with no Jedi Survivor. I just have to remember my move. See, the first one I beat on hard, easy, and then I went through that like y'all was acting like it was hard. I beat that on hard, no problem. So I ain't have no problem with this. I just couldn't remember the controls. So it'll be I get through Survivor probably in the next month. I'll be done with it, and I get done with Khazar probably hopefully by next week, and then it's Elden Ring for a couple, at least a few tries. So with that being said, so let's get into this the show. So we got basically. We're going to go where we want to go, but we're going to start with this state of play that took place today. And then after we watch this and give our live reactions, we're going to discuss what's going on with Hellblade 2 and all the seemingly disappointment. And the question has to be asked, did gamers gamers' expectations misplaced? Did they not do enough research about the game? Or sure, Neil, are you throwing shade? Don't be like Keith and K-Bomb. Believe in your brother. When I say I'm going to do something, book it.
Or two.
Do you hear me? Book it. Book it. And I'm not talking about Booker T, Washington nor Booker T of WWE. I said book it. King Booker. Anyway, let's go. So let's watch this. We're going to give our live reaction. So the first game, they showed, thank you, Sony, for allowing us to use your footage and not send the ninjas out to, you know what I'm saying, shut us down. No, they better not come over and mess with us tonight. So let me turn this down. It's a little loud. So I haven't seen it. So it's only 45 minutes. So I'm just going to let it play. And then y'all just give y'all thoughts. K-Bum, give your thoughts on what you seen. This is, what was this game called? This first one.
The first game is Concord.
Concord. It looks like that one girl. At first I thought it was that game that's in third person where you running on the skyscrapers. That's kind of how she looked, like the Asian girl in that. But
the Mirror's Edge?
Mirror's Edge. There you go. I thought it was that at first when I first saw it.
Got it.
But what you think, man? This kind of got like an Overwatch feel to it.
Trust him.
DJ Fanatic. Fair use.
It's coming from you back on the ship saying, trust me, we're professionals.
Yeah, fair use. Thank you, DJ Fanatic.
This first portion, so what I...
And welcome to the show. Almost forgot, my friend. All right, let's go.
We don't leave.
You got it,
this
K-Bum.
first portion, it has nothing to do with the actual game. I
know.
They showed this whole cutscene, which it's rendered beautifully, even though the game looks absolutely nothing like it. Um, Rendered very nice cutscene, great job. But this has nothing to do with the game at all. Because they made it seem like it was a payday type of thing where you're robbing or when you're thieves or you know, there's some open world type of game. I got what's that game? Guardian of the Galaxy type vibes from it,
Yeah.
and it's none of those things.
So this is all just abuse of CGI.
Well, the guy said that his words was in-game engine.
Okay.
And my note was, yeah, okay.
Because the game doesn't look like this when you actually get into it.
No, it does not look like this. This is a really good cinematics.
Yeah.
But I in game. But then what game are you selling us then?
It looks good though. I'm not gonna front. It had my attention when I first turned on the, but I wasn't able to finish it. So I saw most of this and what came afterwards. But
yeah, this is dope. This was very entertaining, but it's not the game.
so Keith, what's your thoughts on this, man?
I thought I was on mute. Looks like something that K-Bun was gonna tell us about.
That's funny.
I am like I play Overwatch, you know, and I try some other ones. I'm really this is what we call a hero shooter, right?
I would agree. Yes, I believe this is a hero shooter. Yes,
hero shooter? Okay. Yeah, I'm not really into hero shooters. I mean, I'd play it. You know, if you guys got on, I'd play it. But I don't know. It looks good. It looks solid. Is this a PlayStation 5 only game, or do we know just multiplayer?
I believe it's Concourse. I believe it's PlayStation 5 only because it's Concourse is I believe first party, if not second party.
Oh, okay. I said multiplayer, not multiplayer. Cross
Platform.
Yeah.
Yeah. I picked it up.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I think this is PlayStation only because I believe the developers of this is Sony. Is if not owned by Sony, is partnered with Sony very tightly.
Hey, yo, I'll be right back.
Okay. Let's get past some of this. This is just too long. Let's get to the actual gameplay. This was a little ridiculous. Okay, so here's the actual gameplay, y'all. All that y'all just saw was just fluff. This is actually what the game looks like right here.
Yes.
So, K-Bomb, I'm gonna let you take over because this is more of your speed. So, kind of how do you take this being a Overwatch guy, multiplayer guy? Was it drawing you in? Was it captivating you or gaining your interest?
First, I was upset because they said in engine, and then I saw this and said I knew you guys were liars. And then I spent the whole time trying to figure out what exactly am I doing. And even at the end of the video, I don't know if I actually figured out what I'm doing. And I'm trying to find out: is this Apex? Is this Overwatch? Is this as near Titanfall? Like, what exactly am I playing against AI? Am I playing against other humans? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that they said this is a 5v5 FPS. I believe that's the description that one of the guys that came on there said. It's a 5v5 FPS, which will put it in the realm of Overwatch, because Overwatch is now a 5v5 FPS hero shooter. But then they like the cinematics reminds me of Apex Legends, right? The way they're trying to do this and the characters, it really reminds me of Apex Legends. But I don't know. I'm semi-interested. There's another hero shooter that has me way more interested than this, but I'm only very slightly interested. It It doesn't pop to me. It doesn't scream to me. But when I first saw Overwatch, because it was just for PC, I knew I was going to play that game. I was disappointed because it said it was PC only. But when I first saw Overwatch, I knew I wanted to play that game. Looking at this, it's like, okay, all right. Maybe because Overwatch was a new thing when it came out, and this is kind of riding the wave. So maybe this is more like Valorant. I don't know if you guys have ever played that game.
I know what you're talking about.
This may be similar to Valorant than Overwatch, because Valorant isn't really Overwatch; it's its own thing. It may be more in lines with that. So to me, I'm not really that excited about it, to be honest.
We still on Concord.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So whether that's multiple rounds of a mode or multiple respawns.
Go ahead. If you got something to say, Keith.
Oh, I mean, I'm not the the hero shooter, so I don't really have much to say. I will just say that it does look good, quality graphics. Looks like they, have done their due diligence to balance the game from the looks. I can't say, until somebody actually play it, but it looks good. I mean, it is interesting. I caught the tail end of what K-Bun was saying. It is interesting that they're coming out with a hero shooter now. I do feel like that wave has kind of come and gone. I think Overwatch is probably the king of them. Maybe, but
on my PC, I mean PS5 is the deleted king, but yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like it was the apex of those hero type shooters because you had a whole bunch of them. So it is interesting to see this game appear. I can't believe.
So you think it's a couple of years too late?
I mean, I'm thinking we're going to see more games like Helldivers.
Helldivers, right. Yeah, for me, no. It doesn't attract me. First of all, the first person shooter aspect always for me. Only game that I'm willing to even play like that for extended periods of time is Metroid. But I mean, if y'all jumped on, I may, but it didn't look bad though. I can't front. So moving on, of course, you see Kratos.
One more piece.
Go ahead.
There is an audience still for hero shooters, and that audience yes, and that audience wants a different game than Overwatch. So
okay,
it's not too late. There's still an audience, and it's still an ask for that from the community.
All right. Okay, so this may make you excited, Mr. Norris. This is Ragnarok coming to PC with open frame rate. So, what's your thoughts?
Man, I saw this and I probably would have been extremely excited. But with so many games, and I want to get into it with some of the other games that they kind of brought out too, but with so many games on the back catalog that have similar play styles, and I don't know, I just wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna get it. Oh, I can't wait to get this, And I thought it was funny. They said, oh, it comes with the Valhalla DLC. I was like, it should. It's free. But
I haven't even played Valhalla yet. Let me ask you this.
Me neither.
And let me ask you this, K-Bum, because looking at this game, I feel like, and it may just be me, did Ragnarok hurt or help? I think that's a fair question to ask. Okay, when we was playing 2018,
yes,
we was excited. We was just we just floored with it, right?
Yes.
After Ragnarok, I was tired of it. Like, hurry up and finish. Hurry up and end this. You know what I'm saying? Get to it. Wrap it up. And I'm wondering, and looking back at Ragnarok, them same vibes came to my thoughts like, man, after a while it became a chore. And I don't know if you felt that way, but do you feel like Ragnarok hurt it? Like, are you looking forward to the next one?
Not as. So I was in the same boat with you. I was like, wrap it up, Chief. This is entirely too long, and I was flying through the end game, which is unlike me because I love
Right.
story.
Okay.
I was skipping cutscenes, and that is not me.
I didn't do that, but I
I was
understand.
done. I'm like, come on, wrap it up, Chief. So yes, it does lower my expectations, especially kind of the way it ended for the next one. I'm not as excited as I was with the end of God of War 2018.
Atreus didn't help his gameplay.
He was better. It was better than the. I didn't mind it when he got the power up. It's just. Yeah,
I think,
man.
and I know this sounds crazy. I think it was about 7 to 8 hours longer than it needed to be, and I think they overplayed Atreus. Reason I'm talking, y'all, because I don't think none of us care about these next two games. Dynasty Warriors and what was this one?
No.
Dynasty Warriors and Test NOQ. Wait a minute, what is this?
It was Dynasty Warrior and Infinity Nikki.
Yeah, Infinity Nikki.
Which I underline as a Nia game. So
I don't see that at all.
You know what there's a Nia game? I saw
I don't see that.
I saw Cats and her running around, and I'm like,
I'm offended for Nia. I'm offended for Nia.
No, that's kind of offensive, man.
But let me pause this real because I want to say this about Ragnarok. I think they overplayed Atreus scenes, which made the game longer than it needed to be. I think a few times playing as Atreus would have been cool, but to constantly playing as Atreus, and I know what they were trying to do. They trying to, I guess, spin off. Yeah, and well, I think they're trying to create a spin.
It's spin off.
Yeah, it's a spin off because I don't think Atreus is strong enough of a character yet to pass the torch to. So, but they over. I got tired of playing as Atreus after a while. Like, I didn't want to see him. I didn't want to play as him anymore. Now, I think it was a good. I think maybe if they, work out some of the kinks of his fighting style, maybe. But I was like, just give me Kratos, give me the blades and the axe and get out my way. And towards the end, I got tired of both of them. I got tired of Atreus. I got tired of Kratos. I got tired of the emotions. Everything that made the first one a joy made the second one a chore. Like, I'm tired of the emotions. I'm tired of the dynamic of father son. Like, just wrap this up. I don't care anymore. I even got tired of Odin.
Talking Head.
Odin. I never got tired of the talking head, but I did get tired of Odin. Thor made it. Thor kept it. To me, I enjoyed Thor scenes. Thor was good. Odin kind of he kind of after a while he kept anyway. So that we're not here to talk about that. But Keith, if you're going to play, let us know. Let's continue.
Already beat God of War.
Oh, Ragnarok.
Ragnarok?
Yeah, Ragnarok beat on PS4.
Oh, well, okay. Well, let's continue then. Okay, my bad, Mr. Norris. So this game looks like a Souls game to me, this next one. This is kind of where I got to and I had to stop watching. It looks dope. I don't know what this is.
Ballad of Entra?
Let me see what the name come up. I didn't get no name, so I apologize, guys. K-Bum coming through on the clutch. I didn't get none of the name.
I believe that's the Ballad of Entra. I think that's the game.
So, what's your thoughts, man? Because this one kind of, visually looks dope. Now, I'm not going to say it is dope, but it looks dope. It looks like a Souls game, though. Like a cross between Souls and Shimu. I mean, not Shimu, but what's the samurai game? Tsushima.
Yes.
So, what I was kind of going into when I was talking about God of War, this was the game that kind of put me in that exhausted stage. I looked at this game and I was like, I feel exhausted looking at this trailer. I felt exhausted. Like, I don't want to do this. Like, I just wanted some. I felt exhausted. I was like, okay, here we go. I mean, I'm looking at this game and I'm looking at Elden Ring. Like, it's all in that same family. Like you said, it's all in that Souls family. I'm looking at it like I don't feel like putting the time in for this at the moment. It's beautiful. Like Sony's going to present well, and the graphics are absolutely gorgeous. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm all right. It's kind of that same old big monsters. Keep it moving.
I'm not gonna lie though. I'm a sucker for the fantasy, big monsters, over the top. I just Souls, that Ninja Elden Ring just made your brother realize. Yes, you might like how it looks, but put the controller down, sir. This is not you.
Here.
That's why I got to pick it back up and own it. But it looked amazing to me. Let me go back for a second. It looked, man, aesthetics and art, man, it looks good, bro. It looks good. I can't front. That's what draws me in. The scenery, the moody, it just has this aesthetic to it that stuff draws me in. That fantasy draws me in to games like this. Like, I could turn my brain off and just let the story unveil, Like, this scene was dope. All these scenes look dope to me. I would be curious what the story is about. So, but it does look like some of them Elden Ring scenes, like you said, Keith. It got that Elden Ring. What's that other one on the PlayStation? Bloodborne. Is it Bloodborne?
Yeah, Bloodborne.
Yeah, it definitely got all that basically that aesthetic to it. Yeah, formula. Yeah. So I agree with you, Keith. You're not wrong in nothing you said, but it did look good. Now, what was this next game? What was this next game? We getting close.
I believe we can skip the next two. They're both VR games, my understanding.
Oh yeah, we can.
My notes are set up.
Do not have to look at VR.
Please, let's skip the VR games. We can just keep moving.
Okay, I skipped them. I think I did. Is it Spider-Man and?
No, you need to probably go back. It's not Spider-Man, but it's the other game
Marvel
on the list.
Marvel is the last one. Is one before Marvel, right?
No, Marvel is the Marvel game is the next one.
Yeah. So I'm on Marvel now. So go ahead.
Yeah. So this game actually made me excited. I was not aware that this game was actually coming to consoles. This game has been I guess the early access or beta of this game has been live on on PC for a while now. So I've seen it. Maybe it's a closed beta. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Once I find it was PC, I stopped caring.
I like that art style, man.
So yeah, this is a counter to Overwatch. This is Marvel's Overwatch, I guess is a good way to say it. And I've been very interested. I've been watching it, but I wasn't watching it too much because I thought it was PC only. But now hearing that it's coming to the consoles, I will be playing this game whenever it drops.
Okay, so I have seen this. It looks. I like the anime. I like the cartoon comic book look. That always piques my interest. But again, the Overwatch, I don't know if that appeals to me. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, I guess if I'm on with you guys, I probably could do it. But just me picking it up and playing this, I don't think I would. But that's me, Go ahead, Keith.
Same. I like the destruction though.
Yeah.
I like the destruction of the environments, but definitely not something I would want to play. But again, just like you, if y'all say, hey, get this game, I'm going to get this game.
Right.
And I'm gonna play this game.
That's
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
where it is with me. If you say get it, we did that with Hell Diver. Keith, you said get it, so we got
Right.
it. K-Bomb said get Splatoon 3, so we got it. So what's this next one right here? This is. So they had a lot of games they showed. I see. This is what I will say with Sony. Sony knows how to put together a presentation. Whether you like the games or not, they gonna present them in a way that make you question should you or shouldn't you like it. Cause this presentation is pretty nice on this, but they always had that. That's been, I guess, them being a movie company, they would know how to do that. What is this? Okay, another sword.
It is Where Winds Meet. Very interesting title, but yeah.
It kind of got that Neo Rise of Ronin.
You mean where wind meets? Is that what you're talking about?
Where winds meet. Winds.
It don't look bad. It doesn't. I need to see more of the gameplay. Where
it does look very Soul-ish, with you facing, it's you against the boss, right? So it does have that kind of aspect, but it looks interesting.
So the next one is Ballistic Moon. What is this game?
The next one should be, it's a remake.
Okay.
Of I believe it's a remake game. It's the Until Dawn.
Until Dawn, yeah.
Which I actually never played the original. I don't think I have any aspirations to play the original, and I don't think I have any aspirations to play this one. I was never that type of gamer to play those type of games.
This is the same people who did Detroit, right?
No. This is not Detroit people. Because Detroit, that's heavy rain people. They did Heavy Rain. They did When Two Souls Meet, or Between Two Souls, and stuff like that. It's not the same people. Okay. That's David Cage. That's who does those games, if I'm not mistaken.
So what type of gameplay is this? Like a scary? What is it?
Yeah. It's
like
one of those
Resident Evil type feel, or
no, it's not Resident Evil. It is a story-driven type of game where you kind of like make decisions for characters.
Oh, okay. So you interactive movie kind
of. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I do know
is a Telltale like that type of game?
No, it's not it's similar, but I don't think it's a Telltale. I think there's more. You control more of the character than a Telltale.
Okay.
Because Telltale's, I believe that you have more control. But again, I've never played Until Dawn. This game is old. Until Dawn is not new. This is a remake.
Gotcha.
And I see DJ Fanatic. I want to make sure I catch what he's saying. I see you said this did catch my attention. Which game you're referring to? And then you also stated I like this one the most. If you can give us a little more detail, Mr. DJ Fanatic.
Yeah, let us know which one, because you're a little behind us, so we don't know which particular game you're referring to. So put the name of the game in there.
I think he's talking about the Riders for the one where he said this caught my attention.
Oh, okay. The Marvel one?
Yeah, the Marvel one. But I don't know what he meant on the other one.
And what's this with the black protagonist? Oh, so this is a top-down asymmetric?
Now, this Path to Exile.
This don't look bad. You know what? I'm kind of glad that asymmetric is starting to kind of make his. Back in the day, we was used to this back in the day. It's starting to make a return.
Like
yeah, this looks good. If it's multiplayer, I'm on it.
Right.
I'm not sure. Path of Exile has been out for a while now. I've never been interested in Path of Exile, but I hear that people say you should play this instead of Diablo. That's what I've heard. But with all those buttons on the screen, all those interactions, I don't know. I see all that buttons you can click and power ups and stuff you can do, and I just feel like I could do something else.
But like Keith said, If we say get it, K-Von, you got to get it, man.
I don't got to do nothing you tell me to do.
Dude, we bought Splatoon because of you. You owe us.
Hey, he got it on GameFly.
Right.
And we stuck with it.
Back.
We stuck with it. Because I was like, I'm not getting Splatoon 3. Path of Exile. I like this. I think I like that. Man, I like that a lot. Like I said, I like beat 'em ups. I'm a beat 'em up guy. It kind of like got a beat 'em up feel. Co-op, yeah, I'm with that.
Maybe. We'll see.
It's okay. I didn't.
It's like K-Mon said, there's a lot of button prompts on that screen.
Thank you,
Now,
bro.
that
There's a
potions and
lot of
magics and
button
stuff
prompts.
like that, right?
I think you should stay away.
Yeah, it's going to be similar to like Diablo,
Wrong with it?
Right.
if I'm not mistaken. It's going to be very similar to Diablo.
Is it?
As long as I got a button I can swing my sword, I don't mind having to add potions and stuff. I just don't like when the computer doing everything for me.
I guess I don't really care if it's dangerous or not.
Now, what's this?
Oh yeah, this is another remake. Another remake.
Nah, let's skip, man. Nobody don't feel like it.
I believe that is
Silent Hill?
Silent Hill. Yes,
Silent Hill
Silent
2?
Hill remake. Yep.
Now, didn't they have a new Silent Hill that we need to watch the trailer for?
There was a demo, but it was like it was a very small game. It wasn't much,
But we still need
but
to watch it, though.
there was a demo that came out a while ago.
No, didn't they show Silent Hill? Didn't they supposed to have something with Silent Hill today?
Tell him I'll be good.
Oh,
Maybe
that I'm not sure.
Okay. This doesn't look good to me. I'm sorry.
I can't really speak on Silent Hill. I don't really care.
No, I'm talking about it doesn't. Like when they redid Resident Evil 4, it looked amazing. This still looks dingy to me.
Konami ain't got the money no more, probably.
I don't know. It just don't look. It still looks dated.
Capcom announced this next game last December.
Yeah, like how that Prince of Persia game looked,
for their
Keith.
celebrated franchise.
Right.
The remake they were doing, the original. Good lord, I'm so happy they put that back in the oven.
For Monster Hunter Wilds.
Monster Hunter Wild. So that video I watched earlier, somebody did leak all these before the show because everything they naming was on that leak.
I heard about it and I quickly turned away because I was like, you know what? I kind of want to genuinely be excited. And I think I want to touch on that for just a second. I hate when people do that. Like I guess I'm getting older, my older age. I'm like, you know what? They put this show together. I actually want to watch the show. I don't want to go in already. Oh yeah, I knew that was gonna. No, I didn't know. I want to be genuinely excited. Show me what you got. And
I agree with you, Keith.
No, I agree with him. I just saw the names of the games. I don't know what it was gonna look like. But yeah, I'm with you. I don't want to see nothing. You can tell me the name of the game. I just want to don't show me footage. This doesn't look good at all to me. This is
The Monster Hunter.
what is the Nia? Somebody in the comment section
Nia.
explain the appeal of Monster Hunter.
Cross-platform co-op games that you go out and play. It's kind of basically Helldivers.
Okay.
And you
With
hunt
monsters.
So
monsters.
the fun is playing with other people.
Yeah.
Now commencing the hunt by order of the guild.
As she said, it's time for Monster Hunter to get cross-play.
Oh, does it not have? I thought it had cross.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't have it.
I think
But what's
she's saying
the
time,
appeal,
as
man?
in,
Kinda
as
explain
in
the
this
appeal.
is time that this game. That she's saying is time is the fact like they finally did it. I think is what she was saying.
No, it said it's time for Monster Hunter to get cross-play.
Oh man, I thought this did have it.
So she said it. She's speaking as if it doesn't have it.
Okay.
At least that's what it seems like. I could be wrong. I tried Monster Hunter, but maybe because I tried it when it was on the Wii U. I tried to get into it when everybody was bragging it and there wasn't that many games to play. And I just couldn't. I didn't get it. I didn't get the appeal. It's almost like Souls just with I don't know, it feels like you fighting these over the top monsters. And
I mean, you fighting monsters and you using their body parts and guts and stuff like that. I don't know what you do in the Souls games, but you using their parts to like make equipment.
And I was gonna say.
And you being sent out on missions. Like I remember the same when you play the Wii U, they send you out. Hey, I need you to go gather this, that, and the third. You need to go out there, and then you might run up against this monster.
Okay.
I mean, you could play it solo, but I think it's probably better playing it with other people.
Nia said Keith is correct. So she said you're correct. The appeal is the community playing together with others. Oh, okay. All right. Let's hush. Let's turn the volume up. This is the only game I probably would care about. This could be Sony's Mario if they do it right.
Nia says fighting big kaijus and making armor is dope.
I like fighting cows and eating hamburgers.
Excuse me?
Huh?
This is wild.
Wait a minute, it's a flying game? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've also never got into
this your first time seeing this trailer level?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna be quiet. I'm sorry. I thought you already saw it.
No, I haven't.
Enjoy.
Yeah,
I'm about to talk this whole time through.
Me and my daughter love this game. Like I said, this game has, like I told y'all then, it has crazy potential. They definitely took that from Mario 3D World.
As we stood here inside.
Well, I guess that's a part of the game, the PlayStation systems and stuff.
Remember the first one was an ode to PlayStation, so they just continued.
Ooh, I like these bosses. Okay. Over the top. See, that's what I mean when I say art style, man. Art style could be better than graphics to me. But I'm here for this type of stuff.
That is a personal.
I know. I said that's personal. I said to me.
No, I agree.
That's Star Fox. Okay. See, this brings the Nintendo stuff out of me, man. This is what Nintendo make me feel like. Sony need more Nintendo-like games on their system to balance stuff out. I like it. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm for it. September 24th.
You notice when they put this game in the show?
Okay, Sony. I'm getting Astro
Be sure
Bot.
to visit PlayStation
Yes,
Blog
I
for more
will.
on the games you just saw, as well
That
as
looks good,
PlayStation.com
bro.
for the latest on Days of Play.
I'm excited.
This global celebration runs through June 12th. With
Go ahead.
PlayStation Store.
So you
releasing
said you had
PlayStation Plus.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was saying. Look when they put it in the show. It's the very last game. They knew it was a big deal.
Right.
They knew it was a banger.
It's like we got one. This ain't Hellblade.
Wait a minute, man. That's not fair. Excited for Astrobot, but not understanding why Monster Hunter is fun is insane. I don't play Monster Hunter. That's why I asked you, what is the appeal? I don't play it. I don't know.
That's funny.
Keith, did you get into Monster Hunter?
No.
Okay, so
could I? I get the appeal. I just the guy that I was playing, I was an old coworker of mine. We played one time.
I said, maybe I need to jump on with you, Nia, different was. But anyway, forget that. Back to this Astrobot. Oh yes, I'm feeling all that. That's giving me all that Nintendo vibes. Oh yeah. Yeah, they need more of this. If Sony gives you more of these type of games with The Last of Us and the Kratoses, oh my God. I might have to be like, hey man, I might be a Sony guy through and through now. Because this is what makes Nintendo Nintendo to me. But I mean, this has so much Nintendo vibes. That's what makes Astro Bot so good to me, because it feels like I would question if Nintendo made it. That's how good it is, in my opinion.
I feel like they borrow heavy from a lot of ideas, but I think the biggest thing about Astro Bot is that controller and how it's going to feel going through this game, and I think that's one of the highlights. You know, you're gonna feel all that.
Now, K-Bum, you said you had some highlights, but then you said you had some.
Yes, some questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
My question. So I think the game looks dope. I think it looks great, and I love the odes they give to PlayStation and other games. There's a Nathan Drake in there. There's a Kratos in there. There's the game Journey. So I think that's really cool. My thing is, I'm hoping. And from the video, it looks like it can do that because it looks varied enough. I'm hoping that this game can work in a 10 to 20 hour type of setting, right? That for the 4 levels that it had as like a tech demo, because that's pretty much what it was. It worked, but hoping that there's enough substance there that it can work for a longer extended play and not just kind of a tech demo for the controller. That's the only thing I'm hoping. And like I said, the variety of it looks like they can, but that's my only fear of it. Everything else about it looks good.
I don't have that fear, because like I told y'all, Astro Bot felt like it needed to be a full game. It's like to me, they feel like they see that they missing an opportunity with a dope IP, a dope character, a fun character. To me, this character is a little bit more appealing than the Sackboy. I think Astro Bot got character.
That's Kirby.
Huh?
The move he just did with the water. I'm watching it again, but the move he just did with the water, that was Kirby.
Yeah, it's a lot of. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of Nintendo here. A lot of Nintendo here. That's what I'm saying. That's why it appeals to me so hard, because there are certain attentions to details that puts you in the mind of Nintendo. The anime style is dope. The art style is dope. Oh yeah, this to me, Astro Bot, the demo wasn't long enough. Like when it was done, I was hating that I was done. I can play this for another 10, 15 hours. But like I said, I don't think you do have anything to worry about, K-Bomb. This is definitely 3D Mario, 3D World. That's 64 Mario when he went. Anyway, but I can see where there could be a concern though. I can see that.
I never finished the 4th level on this game because it's just not my type of game, and even the demo was too long for me. I just that's fine. Yeah, that's fun. And that was about it.
Oh my god, stuff like that. That right there, which is King Kong, but come on, it's Donkey Kong. Let's stop. But anyway,
the God of War when you try to pick up the axe.
Yeah. Stuff like that, just man, that stuff will get me. Like when the gorilla or King Kong character looking thing smashes the stage, like that was the stuff that made this game unique to me. Was some of the designs of the boss fights were just dope, even in the way that Nintendo don't do that. It had some distinctions that made it unique, and I'm seeing that basically expanded upon. So yeah, I'm excited for this. It looks good. It looks good. I just hope it ain't a whole bunch of rerun stages and stuff like that. Oh yeah, they should have saved this for last. It's definitely it's one of the best things they showed. Oh, that was Kratos. Okay. Yeah, this guy's me. Yeah, this definitely gonna get purchased. This getting purchased all day. Now, what they could have did, they could have stopped with the PlayStation 4 controllers and PlayStation systems. They don't need all that in there, but I guess that's a part of the character.
Yeah, the character is
the control, like all the PlayStation systems and the controller and all that. I ain't need that, but Nintendo does that too. So Zelda had a gamepad, and then in Tears of the Kingdom, Princess Peach had a Switch. And it's another game where they had I think they had the DS, all that stuff be in their system, that game. So they ain't mad at it. But no, that looks dope to me. Definitely look dope to me. Final thoughts on the state of play. Give you a grade. Then we can move on to the next topic.
I'll go. I'll give it a C. C+. I'll give it a C+. There's a lot of stuff in there was like, oh, here we go. But it wasn't bad, so I could see why someone would rate it higher. But for me and how I'm feeling right now, I'm giving it a C+.
Okay. Mr.
Astrobot A+.
A what? You said a C+ and an A+?
I said Astrobot A+.
Oh, okay. So you like an Astrobot too? That's like Nintendo. I said you liking that Astrobot too?
Oh yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, that's that Nintendo in us. That's all that is. They better they make more of that. Hey, bro.
Bring that to the PC.
Yeah. K-Bone, what's your grade, bro?
It's funny. Keith pretty much said the same grade I was gonna say, which is a C+. It had some decentness to it, and had some low points, truly low points in it, but then it was able to kind of bring itself back up with definitely I knew, like I said, the Marvel Rivals game isn't new, but I didn't know it was coming to the PlayStation, so that was cool. Even though it's not an exclusive, it still was cool to kind of see that because I wasn't aware. And then the Astrobot, and it's that game, it looks good. I most likely will not be playing that game. As I've stated before, I don't care if it's a PlayStation game or not. It is a platformer, and I am not a fan of platformers. There's no Sony ponying on that. I would not be playing that game. But I will watch it. I think it's beautiful to watch. I actually had my godson over here a couple of weeks ago, and he was playing, and it looks beautiful to watch and stuff like that. But yeah, it's not my cup of tea. But so I say C+. That's my grade.
Okay. I go with solid C. It was decent. It wasn't bad. It passed. Didn't blow me away. Some games that clearly I may follow to see where they go. There was a few that struck my interest. Astrobot was, actually, I'll give it a C+ because of Astrobot. Astrobot was an A all day long for me. And I ain't need to see anything else. Astrobot, they could just show the trailer Astrobot and I would have been happy. Because that will be getting purchased in September. That's happened. That may be my game for the end of the year. I may not even buy anything else. Well, no, I won't say that because I don't know what Nintendo coming with. But Astrobot is coming into the family fold. The other game that looks like Elden Ring, I may keep my eye on that. It wasn't bad. It was passable. Now, and a lot of these games are coming out this year too. So that's not bad either. So Astrobot is a first party game. We was complaining about that or talking about that last week, and here we got a first party game. And a game right up my alley too. So they shut Levelhead up. All right. Okay, Sony, I hear you. All right. Yeah, I give it a C+. It's cool. It was cool. DJ Fanatic says
wait.
C.
So Astrobot, when is Astrobot coming out?
September the 24th. September 2024.
So their statement of not having any first party games is not correct then.
Nope. But Sony always lying.
Was it first party or was it big budgeted AAA first party?
I thought it was just first party.
I thought
in
it just says
general.
first party, but I guess they don't consider Astrobot. I think they're gonna be shocked. I think Astrobot may do better than they thinking it can do. If Astrobot is a good game, and if this game is anything like the demo, and you add more, it's gonna. If you flesh out what they did in that demo, Astrobot got legs. Like only other platform that I felt like compete on that level that ain't a Mario title was Banjo-Kazooie and what was the other one? What was that game?
Nintendo game?
Was it a Nintendo game? Kirby. And I like Kirby, but I just got tired of Kirby. I don't know what it is. The more I play, the more I'm done. You know. But you said,
oh, you didn't finish it
later. You said as you get later on, it gets better. I started playing through it, but
it get difficult.
Yeah, it just wasn't keeping my attention, man. I don't know. I bought it for my girls. I didn't really buy it for me. But anyway, so let's get into this. Yeah, Astrobot I think gonna be a low key hit that they not expecting, because I think they don't realize how many people Astrobot was a selling point for the PlayStation. It was for me. So anyway, so let's go into this next subject and we get out of here. So a whole lot going on with Hellblade 2. People are loving it. Others are hating it. Some feel like Ninja Theory said on they do nothing for 7 years because there's a lot going on with this game. So it sparked the conversation in the chat room that we kind of bring it to you guys on tonight. Who is at fault? Who is at fault? Is it the gamer's expectation? Or did Ninja Theory and Microsoft drop the ball? That is the question, and that's what we want to explore. I want to hear y'all comments in the comment section. So I'm going to open the floor. Who wants to go first and kind of give their thoughts on what went wrong or what went right or what was to be expected? However, the floor is yours. I give the floor to whoever want to go first.
I have no issues going first since I have the weakest argument. So let me go ahead and get mine out the way.
Don't do that. I forgot I even said that. I did say that.
Wait, before you go, are we saying it's a failure? Are we saying
I'm not saying it's a failure. I'm not. Well, to each. It's the perception of whoever. It's your perception. I'm not saying it is or isn't. No,
because you said who's at fault, so I'm trying to figure out like, are we saying this thing?
I'm saying okay. Let me. Okay, I see what you said, Keith. So let me bring in more understanding to the question. Okay, we're not saying we don't know if it's a failure. We know it's controversial. It's hated. It's polarizing, right? It's Tim Tebow. So, you have a lot of people that are disappointed that came in expecting something and didn't get what they thought they was going to get. And I guess we can focus on that group. Is their disappointment Ninja Theory's and Microsoft's fault, or is their disappointment a product of their own expectations and not what K-Bum said, searching to find out the game that you are hyped about? Who is at fault? Let's frame it that way. We're not going to say if the game is, we don't know because it's so polarized. You can't say one way or the other. So all the people that are disappointed, is it their fault that they are disappointed, or is it Microsoft's and Ninja Theory's fault? That's the question.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and jump into the conversation. So I have a very simple thing that I say to people all the time, and say it to people who are disappointed. That disappointment is the space in between your expectations and your reality. Whatever space that creates is disappointment. So if your expectations are very, very high and the reality is very, very low, all that space you just created is disappointment. So, how do you fix disappointment? You fix disappointment.
Do anybody plan on playing this game? Because if not, I'm gonna show it. If not, does anybody plan on playing the game?
It's going to be a while before I get a chance to play it.
So then
I probably will play it, but
I won't show game. I won't show the actual game then. All right, go ahead. I just want to make sure.
Look, you could probably show like some of the reviews.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to. I'm going to a review.
Yeah, the reviews won't have any spoilers in them.
So
yeah, so all that space in between is disappointment. And so there's two things you can do. Either you can lower expectations so that that space is less, or you have to raise reality. The thing that you probably have the most control over is lowering expectations. So I said that speech to start off my point. So I stated at the very beginning that I did not know why Microsoft was making the point of putting this game as the face of their next gen system. Being the person who played and beat the first game, I thought it was a good game. I thought it was a different game, but in no way, shape, or form did I think this was a system seller. No way, shape, or form did I think that this was a game that's going to make people run out and buy your system. To me, a system seller is something like, we already thought about. Nintendo does a great job of introducing system sellers when they introduce their consoles. Even Miles Morales, I thought was a decent system seller, right? When they kind of showcased that. Ratchet and Clank definitely is a system showcase seller type of game. But I was a little confused on why Xbox chose this game. So they purchased Ninja Theory a while ago, and they've kind of made this their go-to game, and I think that was the initial point that people grew excited about this particular game was when Microsoft purchased Ninja Theory. And this is the point of the conversation where I'm going to say that this is the gamers' fault themselves. Okay, this is that part of the conversation. I got a couple parts. We'll see what I get done. So, quick question, and this is for the people in the cast and people in the comment section. You can comment as well too. What happened to Minecraft when Microsoft bought Minecraft?
What do you mean?
Was it a different game? Was it bigger, better, crazier, or was it just Minecraft?
It was Minecraft.
Well, what happened when Microsoft purchased? What was the name of that game? Sorry, hold on. Give me a quick second. Cuphead. What happened when Microsoft purchased Cuphead? What did we get? Did we get a crazy version of Cuphead, or did we just get Cuphead?
Cuphead.
Yeah, Cuphead. So we see Microsoft buy these companies and buy these games, and what we get as a result of those games is just more of that game. It's not anything where it's like the most amazing thing that you can create, and oh my God, this is more amazing than what I thought it would ever be. No, you got Cuphead, you got Minecraft, but people for some reason, when the purchase of Ninja Theory, assumed they were going to get something that they were never going to get, which was they were going to get Hellblade. It's exactly what the game they purchased and exactly what they were going to allow the developers to do is create the game that they wanted to create, but now they have the backing, now they have the funding, now they have the resources, now they have insights into Microsoft, now they have the backing and the pushing of the organization, and now they have the marketing to create Hellblade 2. And that's why I believe some of the issue came with the gamers, that they were expecting something absolutely that was not Hellblade. So I did some research. I actually watched, because I haven't played the game myself, so I can only talk so much. And so I actually listened to multiple reviews, multiple reviews of this game. So I want to get a good understanding of the good and the bad of this game. And after listening to multiple reviews, and not just the comment section, because the comment section was stupid, because they would say, well, you're just playing an interactive movie. Okay, let me actually listen to people reviewing the game, even those who have played the first game, who understand actually what they're playing or what they are going to get into, because you can those same interactive movie type of things are the same type of cons the first game got. And so I listened to the review, and a lot of people, what I felt and saw was that a lot of people were pretty good with the review, and they gave adequate uh, analysis of what was actually going on. I thought they did a good job of reviewing the game that was presented to them, not the game that they wanted. And some of them, they had disappointments and issues with it, but a lot of it I saw was due to the story. And what made the first Hellblade so great was the story, right? But none of them, even one of the interviews, it was funny, because one of the interviews actually talked about how they were afraid that once Microsoft got their hands on Hellblade, that they were going to make it pretty much a Ubisoft game, where you have all these checkpoints and all these objectives that you have to do, and it makes it something that is not. It's funny because the interviewer actually said that's what they were afraid of happening to the game. So, and this again, this part of the section is where I'm talking about where I believe the gamer created these expectations due to Microsoft, and even due to some of the advertising that Microsoft, because Microsoft really put it out there as if this game was going to be. They definitely made it seem that this is going to be the most beautiful game you've ever seen, and from a lot of the reviews, I've heard that is a very beautiful game. But I remember on this podcast us talking several times, saying, "Where's the gameplay?" And going back, but going back to the review. Sorry, the review said that the game was very close to what the original game was. I wanted to make sure I had that understanding before I went on the cast. So I believe a portion of the fault goes to gamers who thought this game was going to be something that it was not, and what they ended up getting was Hellblade 2. But this is also now the switch where there is a good amount of blame to be done to Microsoft as well. I'm not trying to play both sides, but if you want to tell the truth about the situation, there's blame to be had on both sides. And I'll state this: um, Microsoft really put it out there, and really set this game up to be the flagship. I was I didn't know why. If you go back and look at the original Hellblade sold 1 million copies in this first year. It was not a master's. It wasn't a massive success. It was a niche game. Through word of mouth and people talking, ended up selling, I believe, 6 million in the next 3 years. I guess 5 million in the next 3 years. But the first year of its existence, it only sold 1 million copies because it was niche. And I was very afraid that they were putting this niche game out there to be something that is not. And I think we're seeing that evidence, because I believe even in Steam, it was the 23rd most played game. And they talked about in Steam that its highest concurrent player count was like 3,800. And for reference, Redfall's highest player count was 6,800. So I don't know what that comparison actually means, but they gave that comparison. Um, but this piece of Microsoft, because um, after understanding the reviews and listening to what people have been saying, they made some choice in this game that was complete letdowns. The biggest thing I've heard is that the story in this game was not as good as the first. And what I've also heard in the reviews that the story was so good in the first one that they actually overlooked a lot of these gameplay flaws that the first one had. It was slow. It was cinematic. It was a simple fighting system but the story was so good you kind of overlooked, and the puzzles were simple. You kind of overlooked that. But what happened was once that strong story fell flat, those issues that were there in the first game became even more apparent, and the simple combat system, and so on and so on. So let me get to the point. The point is that this game does not feel like a improved version of the first, and this is Microsoft's fault. And the letdown that's being had by the player base is that this game doesn't feel like the combat system is actually a step backwards. You only fight one enemy at a time. You don't even fight a group of people. It's one at a time. And they made these creative decisions because they wanted to be more cinematic. But the puzzles are way more simpler than the original. And the voices in the head seem more of a distraction than it seemed as a mechanic. And to me, this is where Microsoft completely let down their fans, where they were supposed to improve on these pieces, and so that the game would be better and that it would be better received. But it seems like they let down on some of those aspects of Hellblade, which now people are down that the story isn't bearing the weight of the game, because it's not as depth and not as good. These other pieces are there to kind of fall at the wayside and be easily identified as problem issues because the story itself is not holding the weight. So that's my stance. I may add more. I don't want to take up too much of the time. I'm taking up enough as it is, but that's my take. I do believe there's blame to be done on both sides, both the gamers and Microsoft. 'Cause I believe Ninja Theory did not create. I think from the direction of Microsoft, they focused on the wrong things, and they did not create a proper sequel as far as the things they should have improved on for Hellblade 2. That's my
Okay.
take.
All right, Mr. Norris, the floor is yours. Same question.
How do you follow that? Can you give me that question again?
With those that are disappointed, is it Ninja Theory's and Microsoft's fault, or is it the expectations of the gamers who are disappointed's fault? That is the question.
I'm going to have to say it is the gamer's fault, but I understand why. Like, it's almost like saying it's y'all fault, but I kind of stand with you because you're starving. And you saw one of the most beautiful games that you've ever seen in your life. And for years, you couldn't get that thing. They showed it, didn't show gameplay. They didn't show much of anything, but they kept teasing it and putting it in your face like, it's coming. Hellblade is coming. Don't worry. So now your anticipation for this game is constantly building and building and building. And D2K said it in the thing. It's like you had a lot of time to like put this thing, and you make it an idol almost. Like you're almost worshiping an idea, and you forgot there was a first game. As K-Bun was saying, the first game already tells you what the series is about. It is a game dealing with mental health issues. But people were thinking they're going to throw all that away and they're going to give me God of War, and Xbox is finally going to have their God of War game. And I think that's where people kind of jumped off the boat and went into the deep end, because like I was on the Twitter or X streets, and I'm looking at these Xbox gamers, these Xbox champions, and they're out here talking about, oh, this game is going to come out and crush everything. And then you ask them, did you play the first one? You know, oh, I didn't really like the first one that much. well, you're probably not gonna like the second one that much because that's the narrative of the game. You're dealing with a character that they're like focused on dealing with mental health issues, but in your mind, you have transformed this game into something completely different than what the original purpose of it was, right? And I can give Microsoft some pushback simply because they dangled it in front of you for years, really, and kept telling you that it was coming, kept showing you how beautiful it was. So yeah, I'm also starving because you're not giving me anything else either. So this must be the food that you're going to give me. This is it. It has to be Hellblade. And then the game comes out and it's 5 hours. It's pretty. It's 5 hours. One of the reviews, I think his name is Maddie Plays or something like that. He said for the third chapter he was just walking and lighting torches. Now, I got another perspective on that. Although you were walking and lighting torches, there was also things happening with the voices and the story was being pushed. So there was more going on, but the type of gamer that you may be, that's not good enough. You want to be fighting something. You want to be doing something other than lighting torches. But they were trying to tell a story and see how this person has come to grips with the mental issues that she was having in the first game. Like she was completely out of her depth, but in Hellblade 2, she's more controlled. But she's still talking to people, but she's more controlled, And but I have to say the consumer here failed because they didn't adequately understand what the series is about or what the game is about, and to try to push it and make it seem like it's going to be the next God of War or something like that. I think they jumped off the boat. So.
Okay, so I guess I'm answering the question. Who's at fault? Is it Ninja Theory and Microsoft, or is it the expectations of the gamers? As you can see, and I'm pretty sure y'all can predict, I am on the opposite side of both Keith and K-Bum 20. I do not blame the gamers for this. I blame Ninja Theory, and I blame more so than Ninja Theory Microsoft, because the expectation was set by them. Now, I'm going to quote some of the stuff Mr. K-Bum said. He said, expectation, said Microsoft set up the expectation. He gave Microsoft criticism for the way that they presented the game and how they set it up, how they put it in the faces of the people. Keith, you said Microsoft dangled it. They dangled it like a carrot, like this is going to be something epic, right? He says, K-Bum said, I was a little confused on why Microsoft was marketing this game and using this game as the selling point for the Xbox Series X. So we've been seeing this game since day one. This was the game that they showed to tell you about the Xbox Series X. Every piece of footage that they showed that this was going supposedly, and what it put in my brain as a viewer, and I knew about the original game. I knew that the original game was about mental illness and all this type of stuff, but that's when they were independent. Now that Microsoft has bought them, and I'm going to play something here in a section that co-signed my take. It was a reviewer that I listened to several reviews like K-Bum did, and they range from different emotions. Some who was there for the graphics, enjoyed it, and the storyline, but most that I listened to were disappointed. All of them had prior experience with Hellblade, but they still walked away disappointed because they expected more. So I don't believe, in my personal opinion, that it's the gamers' fault for the expectation that they built up based on what Microsoft was promoting. When I look at this, and that's why I keep playing this trailer does not really fit what the original was. Now, I didn't play the original, but I read a lot of reviews about the original, and the original was a lot more isolation. She was by herself. She didn't have a lot of other things on the screen. It was more linear. But this what they showing is open. Is a lot going on. You got the people with the fire. It's taking on a more epicness in the journey. Like, this is something different. Even the original trailer that was CGI painted something different. K-Bum, you said Microsoft marketed that way. Ninja Theory, knowing what the game is, allowed it to be marketed that way. So I cannot then turn around and blame the gamers, whether they knew about the game or didn't know about the game, as for why their expectation for the game was high. Now, I want to play this real quick, because I feel like too much guilt is being placed at the feet of the gamer and not at the feet of the people who was promoting the game. Now, this is a review, and I hope fair use. I just want to play one part. I just want his opening monologue
for Hellblade 2.
Listen to what he says.
His death, his life,
fair use
will drive her on.
It's been a long road for Hellblade 2, but the wait is finally over.
The wait is over.
First announced in 2019 after Ninja Theory's acquisition by Microsoft, the lengthy development time and first-party status naturally bring higher expectations.
The what? Let's say that again. Let's hear what you said, brother. Because I said this in the chat, and I watched this, and he echoed my same sentiment.
After Ninja Theory's acquisition by...
He said Ninja Theory's acquisition... the wait is finally over. Ninja Theory's acquisition by Microsoft brought on extra expectations.
First announced in 2019.
Announced in 2019.
After Ninja Theory's acquisition by Microsoft, the lengthy development time and first-party status naturally bring higher expectations.
The lengthy development time and first-party acquisition by Microsoft brings on higher expectations. This is what I've been arguing the whole time. The gamer was supposed to have high expectations because Microsoft has purchased this independent company that had this unique game that was supposed to be a type of AAA game, but they independent. They done something that was unique, that was awesome, that broke the mold. So much so that Microsoft went and purchased them. Now you have Microsoft first-party prowess, Microsoft money, Microsoft backing, Microsoft's marketing, all that to prop you up to cause the fans to be higher in expectation. Then you promote it like it's something bigger, better, larger, and beyond what the original was. So how can I blame the gamers when people who played the original were also wrapped up in the ideal of Microsoft acquiring this studio, giving them more money, a game that's been in development for 7 years? It'd be dumb to not expect it to be more than what we got. Now, so no, I cannot blame the gamers. I'm not going to say the gamers. I can't blame the gamers here. I really can't. I can't blame the gamers. I don't see where we can blame the gamers when you look at what Microsoft marketed, what Microsoft dangled like carrots in front of the fans. All of us saw these trailers. All of us was looking at this like, man, this is epic. Now, K-Bum, you may have played the originals like, I went back and I listened to the podcast where we talked about this game. I would say I agree with you that your sentiments was, I played the original, it was cool. you said it was cool, but your anticipation for it wasn't high. So I give you credit. You didn't jump off the ledge about it. Neither did I. But I was looking at this with like, man, this could be something amazing. This is their killer app because that's how they were selling it. So I don't think none of us was expecting what we are hearing. A game that's been in development for 7 years is only 5 to 7 hours long with about 20% actual gameplay, and the rest is a walking simulator and lighting torches and figuring out easy puzzles and fighting one protagonist on the screen at one time, and the storyline ain't even as good as the original. I listen to all this, and most people like, how does 7 years turn out worse than the original? I can't blame the gamers for that.
Can I? I'm just waiting to give the counter argument to that.
But I'm just saying that's my argument.
No, I'm just waiting for your point to finish.
I'm almost done. Yeah,
All right,
I'm
cool.
done. I'm gonna say this last point. My point is this: I can only buy what you're selling me. If you're selling me something epic, it's not my fault that I believe that it's gonna be epic. That's what you were selling me. You didn't sell a niche. You wasn't selling niche. You were selling epic. So I can't get mad at gamers for believing it's going to be epic. That's my point.
Yeah, and to that point, so and my argument isn't that gamers should not have expected more. I do believe gamers should have had a higher should have had high expectations for this game. I do believe that. With everything that was said, they should absolutely have high expectations of this game. That's not the argument that was presented. The argument it wasn't presented that they shouldn't have been excited, that they shouldn't have been, ready or wanting to play the second version of Hellblade. That is not the argument I am trying to make. They should have absolutely been excited. The argument that needs to be had here is, what are you excited for? Because when people when you just say, well, it's just a walking simulator, but then did you play the first one? Because I understand people want to say the people I listened for the reviews, the people that reviewed and kind of gave their 2 points, they were upset that they did not improve upon the things that they did in the previous version. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't saying that they were expecting this game to be.
Those were the people that played it, right? The original.
Well, every reviewer that I end up watching by happenstance played the first one.
No, everyone. So I had a mixture.
So I don't know the point. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I don't know the position of a person that didn't review as far as the review process. But most people they were disappointed because the game did not really improve on the things that it did well or did not do well in the first one. There were some areas that improved. It improved in the sound, which was a huge part of the first game. The way that sound works in the game was huge. They improved upon that. They improved on the graphics. That was an important part of the game. They improved upon that. But there were aspects of it that they didn't. And so that is where their disappointment came. The piece that I'm hearing that I want to make sure that I'm calling out, and I think Keith is calling out as well, is that there's a disappointment that this game wasn't God of War, or this game wasn't the system seller, or this game wasn't this Odyssey that it was never going to be. That has been I know my argument from the very beginning. I don't want to speak for Keith, but from the very beginning, the argument is that people had these expectations of this game. So I understand disappointment of this game not improving on the things that it did before. I understand that people being upset that this game didn't excel the bar, a higher bar, and set a new bar for any future games. I get that disappointment. But what disappointment I do not get is people imposing on what they think this game should be and getting mad that it's similar to the first. And that's the complaint that I hear. That's the complaint that I hear.
Yeah, but like you said,
the base on that is not founded. That how can you get mad at the game for being similar to the
wait a
first? I
minute.
understand you
That's
get mad
why.
at it not being better.
Wait a
Not
minute.
hold on. Let me get there. I'm still talking.
Okay,
Hold on. I'm still
okay,
talking.
go ahead, go
I can
ahead.
understand people getting mad at the game not being better, but I can't understand people getting mad at the game being similar. That's the distinction that I'm trying to make here.
All right, and that's why I said those. Okay, so that's to me that's two different conversations, but it could be we can deal with it. So
wait.
Well, go ahead.
Because I it's not two against one, but I have to kind of go back on something that you showed. The very first trailer that you showed was the epicness of the giant. And I just went back over here and I watched the first trailer of the very first game.
Mm-hmm.
People fell victim to the same thing. You go back and watch that first trailer. It is gorgeous. It's beautiful, and there is a giant in it.
Right.
So there is all of the epicness that you like. People had certain expectations about the first game. So to have those same certain
wait a minute. Pause. People had expectations about the first game?
When you watch the first trailer, the way it's presented, it looks like it's going to be like one of those epic God of War types of games. At least I didn't think it was going to turn out to be. I didn't think it was going to be that type of game.
But let's put context into it. When you remove Microsoft and you just leave it at Indie Studio, Ninja Theory, and they show that, it looked like maybe, but it's so indie. It was barely even making anybody's register. That nobody was even checking for it. It became a phenomenon after folks started to play it and found out that it was a game about mental illness, and it became a word of mouth phenomenon. Microsoft, the first one.
First one, yes.
Microsoft off of the phenomenon and the hype that was building around the game that drew you in, that drew K-Bum to go play it. I almost ended up going to play it. I did play the demo. It was the word of mouth of this unique, niche, independent company making a AAA game.
It was actually not word of mouth that made me want to play this game. I want to make sure we said that correctly.
Okay,
what made me play this game was a tech demo at E3 that they did, because I'm a story-driven gamer. And I saw the tech demo they did at E3, and I said I wanted to play the game. It was not word of mouth.
Okay.
That game had been on my radar.
Well, for K-Bum, it was word of mouth. But for a lot of people, it was the word of mouth about the game, and people started to give it more attention as it built up its popularity. What I would call underground, building it up, and it became this thing that caught the eye of Microsoft. But my pushback is this. Both you and Keith, you and K-Bum said that Microsoft marketed the game as a system seller. Right or wrong?
I completely agree with that.
Okay, so it was marketed as a system seller. Strategically picked scenes to make it seem like a epic, big God of War, Rise of Ronin type of game. Used it at every turn to push the graphics on this next powerful system from day one. It was the first game that we all seen. How can we then turn around and say, gamers, is y'all fault? Unless I'll give you this caveat. Unless you're saying what D2K is saying, is it because it's Microsoft? If you're saying it from that angle, and we should have never trusted Microsoft, okay, I concede on that. But to make it be that gamers were wrong to think this game was going to be more than what it was, to me, is unfair to the game.
How can the game be more than how can the game be different than what the game actually is? And that's the
Because
point I kind of want to understand
but
what is the different piece that it was supposed to be?
wait a minute.
Like was it not
Okay, then
supposed to be
answer me this. Then
story-driven
out of
game?
all the, okay, answer me this. Because I said it's two conversations. You said you listened to everybody that the reviews that played the original, right? I just played a person that played the original, and he said because of the long time in development and the acquisition by Microsoft, automatic high expectation is to be expected. So
Yes.
now, so what does the original? If you're not if you taking a game that was smaller, you giving it more money, you giving the studio more money, more power to do, it's automatic to expect that it's going to be bigger, larger, expanded, better than the original.
And that's the piece I want to make sure we understand what we're saying. That is the piece I'm not arguing with. I'm not arguing that the game should have been better than the first. I'm not arguing that the game should not have been longer than the first. I'm not arguing that the game should have more
fight scenes,
better gameplay than the first. I'm not arguing that the game
things you're saying that's in the first one.
I'm not arguing any of those points. The point that I'm arguing, and I'm trying to make sure I am being very clear with this. I'm trying very hard. Is the thought that people complain and said it's a walking simulator.
Was the first one a walking simulator?
The first one was very similar to that. You did a lot of there was a lot of times where you did not do fighting.
Okay, my question is, you also said that it's less than a lot was in the first, right?
The story is not as good, not less. The story.
No.
So the only thing that's less than, I want to make sure we're being clear. What was said was being less than was the actual combat system. They simplified. Their statement was simplified, but I do think it's less than. I think the combat system is less than the previous combat system. I don't think it's just a simplified. I think that's a way to get around saying that it's less than. But I think the only thing that's really less than is that I think the story is worse, not less.
Okay.
I can't say less. It's worse than.
What all the reviews that I listen to, they say the combat system is weaker and watered down than from the first. They removed certain abilities from the first that not in the second.
Agreed.
Less protagonists on the screen.
It's still the combat
from the first, then from the second. You only fight one person at a time,
which is worse. Which is worse than the first. I'm worse than the first one. I completely agree.
These are all subtractions. These are all deductions from the first.
And there's no disagreement.
Less actual combat than the first.
Everything you said was around combat. We can
I'm going for puzzles.
Okay.
Easier.
The puzzles are easier. Yeah.
Easier puzzles and less of them. Less everything, more of the thing that you don't want to do, walking. And the game was lower in hours. It wasn't even as long as the original.
Okay.
The storyline is nowhere near as good as the original.
I said that not less than. It's worse than is what I said.
Okay, so if it's worse, it's less.
It's not. No. Worse and less are two different things.
Okay, so
a story can't be. It's not less than. It just wasn't as good.
Come on, K-Bomb.
Come on, man.
If something is good,
I've already stated that the story is worse than.
If great, let's look at if good is a C and great is a B and worse. What is worse, a D or is it still a C or a B?
Less than can be referring to not as much.
The game is shorter.
Less than has a different. No, not as much doesn't mean not as good.
The game is shorter. It's a shorter game.
Hold on. What are we arguing
now? I'm saying
I don't know because I've agreed with him that there are parts that are less than. And I agree with him on those points. There's no argument on that.
Even the story, K-Bomb, with the story, if the story is weaker,
it's worse than. I've agreed on that. That's so, not we're not arguing that point. So I've agreed to that.
So if everything fell off, yet You had 7 years of development with the studio.
I don't agree to that though. Because they had another game. They had another game come out before Hellblade.
I'm just going off of when they announced it. From the time that we heard about it to the time that we receive it, it's been close to 6 to 7 years. It's been talked about for 7 years, even if it went into development 5 years ago. So 5 years of development. Okay. You still have Microsoft's budget, so you're not that independent company, and you spent all your time playing with the visuals and not actually.
I think that's we do not know what they did in development. No. I'm going to say this.
Right.
We can assume that they spent their time and because
I'm not defending these dudes.
I'm a person that does development, and I can tell you.
I know you do.
We want to say yes because that's what we see and that's what they maximize. But we do not know the process.
What don't we know?
We don't even understand all the because doing the sound and where they did the sound. If you go back to the first one and look at how they did the sound and how they revolutionized how they did the sound. I actually watched the behind the scenes when I was trying to get into this game about the first one, and they talked about even the sound in this game is better than the previous one, and so they even probably use even better and new technology for the sound. But for most people, that doesn't matter to them the way that the sound works. But for the first one, that was a very important aspect of the game, and they improved upon that in this game. So I don't want to say they just spent all the time developing graphics, because that is a statement from the outside without any information, knowledge of how development went.
It seems that graphics and sound is all they was really focused on.
It seems that way, but we're drawing that conclusion from that evidence.
This is a good opportunity. Can you play the first trailer? I posted it in the chat.
Okay.
Since you didn't play the first game, I want you to look at the very first trailer.
I watched it today.
You did?
I watched the first trailer today just to make sure I wasn't tripping. I went back and I watched the first trailer. Okay, so I'm playing it now, and I'm gonna play the second one afterwards. Yep, this is the one I watched this morning.
In this waking nightmare, where all dreams come true, you searched for control, a way to pull through. When you were in love, you left him in tears to smother your furies and banish your fears. But in darkness they came, through stormy black seas they raided these shores. Do you still hear his screams? And now that you're home, he's so far away. They've taken his soul. To these gods you
I saw the cry.
They can break you, but not your promise. Even death won't keep you apart. Through his darkness you will find him. In your sword still beats our heart. You fought for love unspoilt by your darkness within. You fought for your dreams. Now there's no way to win. In the head of his corpse lies the seat of his soul. So we must carry his vessel to bring him back home.
Okay.
All right. Before you play the second one. I don't know. When was this? 16, 15? I don't know when this was. What would you have thought this game would have been based on these trailers?
I would have thought it would have been a high action game.
High action game. So that's what I was saying. I think people, the consumer, kind of deceive themselves and as to thinking that what they got on the first one was going to be completely different on the second one because they had the machine of Microsoft behind them. And that's not the developer's fault for having a direction for their series. You know, you telling me how I should make my game. So that just going back to the original argument that we was having, because I don't know what you and Kate was going.
This is my argument. I'm okay, but my pushback to what you're saying is, Keith, is this. But yeah, we might have originally saw this game and thought that's what it was going to be, but they played the game, found out that what it actually was, and they enjoyed that. The complaint that you're seeing from those who watched the trailer who didn't play the original, and the complaint from those who played the original and saw the trailer was they was expecting more. And they got a game that is in many ways stripped down from even this one. So I can't blame, I don't think the complaint is Hellblade and I wanted God of War. Level might have wanted a God of War experience, but also Level understood that Hellblade is a unique experience. But what I wasn't expecting was it to be smaller, shorter in length, stripped down to bare bones from its original, lacking its story. That I did not expect, and I don't think most that played it who played the original expected 6 years with Microsoft's money backing it will produce what they put out. So I'm not looking for God of War. I'm saying it should have been this times 2, times 3, not this minus everything that made this. That's the problem. People are complaining, how do you give us this game at this stage? And it's not even as good as your first. How we blaming the gamers for that?
So
that's my point.
If you actually listen to the conversation that my original point, there was 2 points. If you remember,
I remember
there was a point that I blamed the gamers, and there was a point that I blamed Microsoft. Remember that, right? The point that I blamed the gamers was the gamers that wanted this to be God of War.
I didn't see nobody who wanted God of War.
No. They wanted this to be something different than what it is.
I didn't see that.
Oh yes.
I saw people that wanted more than what they got.
No. I'm telling you that there were gamers that wanted this to be a different type of game than what it really was going to be. Those are the ones I blame the gamers for. That level of expectation. And then there was I gave another point where I blamed Microsoft.
But that's broad brushing all the games. That wasn't most. That was a few, maybe a few.
No. The Xbox that never played the game and was hype about this game because now it's coming through the system, who never played it, they wanted this to be something that it wasn't.
Yep. That's what I saw.
This is what I saw.
And that's I'm gonna get to it. No point. Then I'll let you get to it. And that was my first comment was towards those people. And I said you deceived yourself.
I don't.
Okay. When you don't play the first game, you get hyped about the game and you never play. You don't even know what it is, and you get hyped about it, and then you don't even know what it is. That's your fault. The second point, that's fine. You don't have to believe. So the second point I gave was that Microsoft didn't deliver on this game. That Ninja Theory didn't deliver on this game, which is directly the point you are trying to make. That's why I'm confused here, because the second point that I blame Microsoft, that I blame Microsoft that they did not deliver. They did not improve upon Hellblade. That is the very point that I gave at the very beginning. So I don't understand the disconnect because
can I make the connection? Can I make the connection?
Yeah, please.
Okay,
please do.
So this is the connection, K-Bone. Let's take what you said about those gamers that expected something else. I believe had Microsoft and Ninja Theory delivered and added and gave a better game that was better than the predecessor, that improved on it on every way, more of them gamers who don't like it, that didn't ever play the first one, would like the second one.
It still would have been niche.
It would
have been a better niche game.
It don't matter if it would have been niche. The argument is not about it being niche. The argument is Microsoft and Ninja Theory didn't deliver for none of the above. The folks who knew about the game and understood it, and those who didn't. Had they delivered and gave an actual game that was worthy of being a sequel to the original, and everybody under that would have, more of them folks would have loved the game.
They know they wouldn't have played it. They just would have been happy at the score.
Okay, so my point is, it still makes
they're
my
just happy at
point.
the score. It doesn't matter what the game was. Those people would have been excited because they would have got a 9. Or
That's right, and that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm saying. I'm not blaming the gamer, because the gamer, most of the people that's crying probably wasn't going to buy it. But those who are frustrated and mad and upset, the majority played the first one and they were still disappointed. So it doesn't matter if somebody expected God of War.
And level. And that's the point where we agree.
But that's what I'm.
Before we go into it, hold on. Before we go into it, that's the point that we agree.
I know
Ninja Theory did not. The only point that we disagree, which we'll continue to disagree, because you can't have an idea of, you can't be hyped about a game that you don't know of and they get mad when the game, even if it's less than, is that game. I'm sorry, that's on you. But
I don't agree.
We agree that's perfectly fine. I'm not have to agree on that. But we agree on the point that Ninja Theory didn't deliver. They deliver a lower quality product than what they should have delivered. With this being a sequel, and with this being a sequel, and this being a Microsoft backed game, it should have been much better than what they delivered.
They didn't deliver the game that they sold. They sold a bill of goods and didn't deliver. And that's why I'm not blaming the game.
Keith, I feel you.
They didn't sell a bill of goods?
I disagree on that one.
What are you basing that on?
Basing it on all the reviews and it's across the board, all the reviews of the people who played the original, all are saying it's a worse game.
Yes, it's the worst game. But
okay, so that's not
the argument.
This trailer right here, Keith, that you showed, does not compare to the trailer that we saw for the Xbox Series X. It does not. It's like trying to show God of War and then showing God of War 2018. They was different. It was way more going on in that trailer for Microsoft bought Ninja Theory. It was more there. It was more epic. It was bigger. It was larger. And it, in my mind, just like the person that I was shared, it automatically drew in higher expectations. Automatic.
So the original game was a niche game, and you wanted it to not be niche in the second one?
It was a niche independent game. It's okay. Let's lose music.
But
Wait, let me finish my point.
Brother, you ain't got started yet.
I want
to correct the statement.
No, I'm going to finish my point because I always do this. Let me finish my point. Let me finish the point. Let me finish the point. The first one, we already stated that is a indie studio trying to make a AAA game. But let me address what Keith said. Keith said
it's 20 people, right?
Yeah, something like that, very small.
Keith said it's a niche game.
Yes.
Ninja Theory set out to make a AAA game, right?
And they did it with the first one.
Okay, is AAA considered niche?
I think the type of game it is not a traditional. It's not a traditional type of game.
Do we call AAA games niche?
There are some AAA games that will fit in the niche column.
Name me a AAA niche game.
Hellblade 2.
Hellblade 2 is a niche game.
The gameplay. The gameplay makes it's different from any other game.
Is Hellblade, is Helldivers 2 niche?
I will call Alan Wake niche. That's not a game for everybody. Alan Wake is not a game for everybody. Even though it's a AAA game, it is not for everybody. What's the other game that they made? The other game they made when they were
DJ Fanatic, the first game was 9 to 10 hours long.
Control's in these games. That is not a game for everybody. Returnals is not a game for everybody. That is more of a niche type of game because that game is
what you say at the end of the day. Microsoft and Ninja Theory tried to make Helldivers 2 into something it never should have been in the first place. D2K, what was that they was trying to make it? What were they trying to make it? That's the answer I would have for you. Give me more clarity on what you're saying. I don't want to read into. My thing is, I'm not blaming the gamers. I'm not. Not on how they promoted this game. No, I'm not. I'm not blaming them.
That's fine.
I can't do it. No.
That's what we can agree to disagree.
Yeah, we're gonna have to disagree on that. I'm not blaming the gamers on this one. They hyped the heck out this game. They put major production, major promotion behind this game for 4 years. They promoting this game left, right, left, right. And then right before it come out, you go radio silent. So you knew what the game was the whole time, but you did not market it like that. So I can't a big budget AAA title, it was never really meant, a big budget AAA title. But we gonna sit up here as niche.
It was always going to be niche. The gameplay, even if they improve, hold on level. If they improve the gameplay and the gameplay was slightly better, was improved, and the story was better, and you did maybe slightly less walking, it would still be a niche game. It would just be a better niche game.
Okay, fine. It could be niche. Fine. Did they market it like it was a big budget AAA title though?
But that's exact thing is. I'm sorry.
It's a simple yes or no.
Because it is a AAA game, but it's not for everybody.
How did they? Okay,
that type of gameplay.
Elden Ring is not for everybody. Elden Ring is not for everybody.
But it's still a AAA game.
That's a Souls type game, though.
But wait a minute. My point is, and I'll give it to you real quick, Key. I concede that the game may not be for everybody, just like Elden Ring is not for everybody. But Elden Ring was marketed as an epic adventure. And then when you bought it, it lived up to what it was marketed as. Hellblade 2 was marketed as something it was never, like D2K, was going to ever be. It was not marketed. It's like a big budget movie, and you go there, wait a minute, where's these terrible green screens? It was marketed as something that it was never going to be able to live up to.
It was always Elden Ring was always going to be Elden Ring. I'm sorry. You got the exact game that you thought you were going to get because you got Elden Ring.
I said,
but people going into Elden Ring got Elden Ring.
Right. You didn't hear me come on here and say the game is trash. You heard me say I ain't good enough for it.
Because it wasn't trash.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Now, Hellblade, they're calling it bad. That's the point. Okay. So
because they marketed a game that turned out not to be good.
You marketed the game and sold it as something, and when you put it out, that's what I feel like people are fussing about. And that's why I can't
you marketed
blame
a game that turned out not to be good.
No, you marketed the game that turned out to be almost nothing but visuals.
That's not true.
It
wasn't just visual. It did not exceed the first game, but it had at least in most places the first game. It lacked in other areas that we've already discussed.
Okay.
We've already discussed. But it was in this sense the first game. It did not exceed it.
Y'all go out there, y'all listen to the reviews for y'allself, and go play the game. Go spend $69.99 on this 5 to 6 hour game.
Well, if you have Game Pass, it's free. So no, you don't.
No, don't play it for. Go spend your hard-earned money on this game from Microsoft. That's only 7 hours, and you walking for the first 45 to 50 minutes. You don't even do nothing but walk.
Can I ask
the third stage is lighting candles. That's what you're doing. And
listen,
no, I'm not blaming no gamers for that. No.
Now I gotta ask this question. Rebel, what did you think Hellblade 2 was gonna be?
Me?
What did you think?
Oh, my bad. I thought Hellblade was going to be an a evolution or maybe even a revolution of the original. I thought it was going to be longer, bigger, more expanded upon, adding the things you probably couldn't afford to add as an independent studio. All the things that made the first one what it was, you made that more and better and bigger. That's not
but it was still gonna be a walking simulator.
Nah,
it's more walking.
But y'all didn't
because
call,
that's what the first one. The
but
first
you never,
one was
but
a whole
y'all
bunch of
never,
walking dudes.
y'all never. Okay,
because I like.
y'all
I like
never
those type of
referred
games.
to. You never
Because
referred.
I like those. I like story-driven games. It's a story-driven game.
But that ain't my. Let me. My point.
I like story-driven games, so it
I
doesn't
ain't-
bother me. And that's why I told the other reviewer that I listened to. Her issue wasn't the gameplay, because the gameplay is very similar to the first. Her issue was the story fell flat, and that itself, when the story fell flat,
Well, that's
revealed
one.
all the issues that no two. I'm talking about two. The story fell flat in two, and that revealed all the issues that were actually there from the first game, but she never noticed because the story was so good. She actually
Okay.
admitted it in the conversation.
But
And so
that-
what I'm saying is that it is Hellblade. It's
That's
just not
one
it's just not a great
reviewer.
game.
Okay, that's one reviewer's take. There's plenty other reviewers' take that it was more than just a bad story.
I'm not saying that it was just a bad
Right.
story. That's not. I'm sorry. That's what you got. What I said was
No, that ain't
that
what I'm saying. That's one reviewer's take. I'm just saying that was one person's take, but
the,
there's
the,
plenty
the
others that
take
say
wasn't
more than
even that it was just a bad story. That's not what they said. They complained about the other pieces. They complained about the other pieces.
I know.
What
I'm saying, but you said, yeah.
What I saw from that is because the story was not able to hold its weight, everything else looked worse in comparison.
So
Like you couldn't just give it a pass for the combat system, because the combat system was simple in the first one. It was simple, but you couldn't give the second one a pass because the story fell so flat.
But
And so all these other issues just rose to the top, and now it looks even worse than before because the story was not able to hold the weight. And I guarantee you, if the story was, any reviewer, there's not a single reviewer that you watched that said the story was good.
No, I never said that. But my point.
No. I'm not saying that you did. This is a point I'm trying to make. I'm not saying you did. I'm saying there's no reviewer said the story was good. The point that I'm trying to make is that if the story was good and was engaging and did bring some of those Hellblade 1 feelings back to the driver, this game would have gotten much better scores and people would have enjoyed it more because the story would have assisted some of the shortcomings in other areas. That's the point I'm making.
That's possible. I'm not arguing against that. Possibly if the story was on par or better than the original, people would have been more satisfied. Possibly true. My point is, what's here and what's being said about it is absolutely a deduction or a stripping of what was there in the original. Is worse. Is in a worse state than the original. With Microsoft and Ninja Theory having all that time and a budget, they made something subpar to the original. And the complaints about it, I cannot get mad at the gamers. I can't place none of the blame at their feet. Now, if Ninja Theory would have added on and improved and bettered the original experience, and they bought that game, I doubt we would be having the complaints we got. That's my point. That's been my point. That they marketed this thing as something that they didn't
Hellblade
live up
1
to.
was also a tech demo.
Yeah, it was. It was a tech
Hellblade
demo.
1 was a tech demo.
So I'm pausing at blaming gamers. That's where I pause. Everything else I agree with y'all on. I pause at it's the gamer's fault. I can't. No, not on this one.
It's not the gamer's fault. A piece of the fault is on the gamers, and it's not on the lack of substance. And we've already talked about that. And we don't need to beat the dead horse here. because we haven't blamed the gamers. What we said is there's a particular type of people that we said is your fault when you don't understand the game, but you expect it to be something that is not. Those are the people I will absolutely blame. And if that's the only disagreement that we have, then we can leave it at that. We don't have to keep going the round robin on the issues that we actually agree upon, because that's what's
I don't agree with none of you. I don't agree with now one of y'all.
So Astroglide 2 gonna be a tech demo too.
But like I said, I was going to use Zelda. I want to see what Keith was going to say if I use Zelda. But
you can try. Go ahead. Let's see what you got.
I
got them. Come on. Let's see
what I was saying was, what I was using Zelda was, okay, I using Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild, yeah.
And I had Tears of the Kingdom too, but both of those opposed to the other Zeldas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know there's a lot of people that don't like Breath of the Wild. But ain't no point. I ain't gonna even try to make the point. I lost the point. I had it on and when I was trying to make it in the chat, I can't make it now.
You know that Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom plays nothing like any other Zelda before.
I know, that's my point. That was the point I was trying to make. But I was trying to me, what I saw from the trailer for Hellblade 2, from Hellblade 1, I ain't gonna say it was a departure like Breath of the Wild from Wind Waker, Ocarina of Time, or Twilight Princess. I was saying, but I was expecting. It probably ain't a good. It ain't a good analogy. Now that I think about it, it's not a good analogy. So I let it be. But I was expecting more than what I heard from these reviews, and I think the complaints are justified. Whether you played the original or not, I don't think that matters. I think if it's a good game, just like the original, if you came in with the expectation of this being God of War, but you end up experiencing what it was and realize it wasn't what I was expecting, but it was a darn good experience. That's what Hellblade original was. It wasn't what I expected. I thought it was action-packed. It ended up being something unique, but it was awesome. The second one, if you give more of that, those that coming in thinking they getting God of War may still walk away like, you know what, I was expecting God of War, but man, that was awesome. The people that knew what it was and those that didn't, all are saying the same thing. This is terrible. I can't blame the gamers for that, because both audiences. Yeah,
we I don't want to keep going in circle. We established that piece. We just that one piece we want to agree upon, so we can.
No, we're not.
We're not gonna agree upon that.
That's why I used the first one. It still ended up being praised because people was like, I enjoyed it, even though I came in expecting something different. I still enjoyed it. That's my point. If you make something good, people will enjoy it, whether they expected something different or not. The game ain't good. That's the problem.
That's not my argument.
Huh?
I said that wasn't my argument. My argument was the expectations. the game is trash. I agree. But that wasn't my argument.
Yeah.
My argument was the people coming in thinking that this game was going to be something that it never was.
But like I said, my argument is you created the expectation and you made a trash game. I can't blame the gamer. Y'all, it is what it is. Okay, fine. But even those who played the original, this ain't it. So it ain't even what it was. So that's irrelevant to me. The point is you hyped this to this astronomical place and gave this bummish game, and then we gonna say it's the game. I can't compute that.
The only piece we're saying the game was part is not the piece that you're saying. You keep saying that. You keep saying that we're blaming the gamers. We're not saying that.
The expectation is the gamer's fault.
You're not. No. No, gamers are supposed to be hyped for this game. And again, you're missing. I don't know if you're missing it.
I'm not. I guess I am.
Gamers were supposed to be hyped for this game. They were supposed to be hyped for a better Hellblade, not a different type of game. That's what we're saying. They were supposed to be hyped for a better Hellblade.
I literally just said that.
Yeah, no. You said no. You said you kept saying that we're blaming the gamers for being hyped.
No, okay. I'm gonna say it again.
Okay.
Yes, y'all said it's the gamer's fault for not knowing and understanding the game, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Because they was expecting something completely different.
For expecting a different type of game. But only those people who were expecting this to be God of War, or expecting it to be this odyssey that it was never supposed to be. Those are the people. Those are the gamers we're talking to. We're not talking to the people.
That was never my argument.
Lord have mercy, Keith.
My argument was.
We're starting over, y'all.
Wait a minute.
We've been arguing this point. The comments in our chat.
Hype. When you marketed this in the way that you do, you create hype and expectation. That was my argument. I didn't say anything about them expecting a different game. I said they was hyped and had high expectation. So, if you market it that way and you release a dud, how we blaming the gamer? That's what I said from the get-go.
We're not, and we've stated that several times. We're not blaming the gamers.
But that was my argument for the whole in the chat to now.
Yeah, and
my argument is y'all hyped it this way. How can you expect to blame the gamer for being hyped?
Go ahead.
My opening statement was people were expecting God of War.
Yep. That's exactly your opening statement. And my opening statement was also, I blame the gamers for expecting a game that it wasn't. Again, they were expecting a game that it wasn't. And I gave blame to Microsoft for putting out a dud, a game that wasn't even close as good as the first one.
Still, even if they got hyped and expected something different, if you made a good game,
that piece of the argument is not shouldn't matter.
So expecting something anyway. I guess it don't expecting something. Whatever you expect out of the hype and what you build up, it's still coming from Microsoft. It's still coming from Ninja Theory. They hear what people are saying. They read these comments. They see what people are saying about their game, and they still, like Keith said, dangle the carrot in that way. So it's still the suits and the developers doing that. Because you could easily click and say, this game is about this, and this is what we're looking at. No, you sold it like it was this epic adventure. That's how you sold it. I'll leave it at that, man. We just don't disagree on this one. Hey, y'all. Y'all got to hear it out. This is what we've been doing all morning. But we got smashed. Okay.
But we got smashed, bro. Though.
I'm waiting for a level to say, what is it? Oh, slap yourself. No, Skip. Are you talking about Shannon Sharp? No, I'm not gonna say Skip, man. But these dudes always, I'm like, boy, I say something, y'all just changed the whole meaning. My
point was the same point from the comment section.
What was my point?
It's been the same point, and that's what we've been trying to explain.
I understood. If I ask the question,
Level, your point is that even if our point is right, it's still on Microsoft because the game isn't good. That's the disconnect. Is that you're saying that even if we're right, the game should have been good. Therefore, they would have had something good to play. I think that's the missing here.
No, this is what I'm making. Let me clarify that. I'm making that statement based on what you yourself said about the original and how you approached it. You said you thought it was something different.
Whoa.
Didn't you?
No.
One of y'all said that when you first saw it, you thought it was going to be epic like a God of War like until you played it and realized, oh, this is different. That's what you said.
Something to the effect of, I'm pretty sure people, when they saw this,
yes.
You talking about Hellblade 1?
Yes.
Hellblade 1.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Hellblade 1. One of you guys
anybody
said
would have saw it. I think anybody would have saw it
right.
and been like,
So
this is gonna be.
And I thought it was. I distinctly remember K-Bomb saying, "I thought it was going to be like this," but when I played it, I go back and listen to this cast if I find
I did my research before Hellblade 1 before I played it. I'd already knew about the psychosis and all that because it was 2 years before I played that game. So I knew all about it. I
don't know if it was you or if it was Keith said when you first saw the game, the original, you thought it was something different until you played it.
He was talking about the trailer. He was talking about the trailer that he showed. I don't know. The trailer looked like it's supposed to be high action.
Right.
That's what he actually called out, that the trailer looks high action. But that's not what the game actually was.
Right. But you still enjoyed the game, right, Keith? Or whoever said that. So my point that I was making, if that was Keith who said it, my point was off of that even though you may have came to the game thinking maybe it was something different, when you played the game, you still enjoyed it for what it was because it was a good game. We have done many games like that we thought it was something that it wasn't, but we still enjoyed it because it was a good game. So for me, I'm making that same statement about the second one. It may have been a whole bunch of people that had a different take because of the way it was being shown. But if the game is, if you just deliver what you did on the first one and improve that, I think you still come out on a winning end. That's what I'm saying. So that's why it's irrelevant to me, because the original one did the exact same thing. The problem with this one to me is it's not even the original. It's worse in every aspect, but graphics.
Not every and sound.
And sound.
And sound.
Okay. So anyway, it's 2 hours and 35 minutes. We don't have to agree. These still my fellas. All right. We disagree on who to blame, but it's all good. So sign off in the comment section. Who do y'all think is to blame? Is it the suits, or is blame to go around everywhere? If I'm going to give the gamers blame, it's not going to be more than Microsoft and Ninja Theory. Put it like that.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, so if I do give them blame, it's 90-10. 10% gamers, 90% the suits. Let me see. So let me know who was right in this argument. Let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know if K-Bum Keith got it right. I'm a big boy. I can handle it. Game was trash. Let me know. I'm waiting for y'all before we get out of here. Let me know who got this right. But we about to get out of here. Go ahead. We about to sign out. DJ Fanatic said I agree with Level. Oh, thank you, DJ Fanatic. Who else? Let me know. Come on through. Who else? It can't just be Mr. Fanatic. Come on, y'all. We got 8 people up in here. Everyone was right. DJ, you know what? Slap yourself for that one, DJ. Funny. Everybody was right. Okay. Anybody else? Okay. But let's go ahead and get out of here. I'm gonna start with you, K-Bomb.
No problem, man. K-Bomb 20 signing off today. Was definitely one of those. We have these probably once every 3 to. Nah. We usually come to a consensus by the time we get to the podcast. But we usually have these about once every 3 to 4 months where it is a complete disagreement and we can't see the eye to eye. But that's when you have. But that's the fun of the podcast. Everyone isn't. It's not a monotone podcast. We don't all just yes sir each other and just agree. We're not a monolith. Everyone is an individual thinker, and that's what you saw today. And so if you enjoyed that, come back next week. Maybe we have something else to argue about.
We got to talk about that graphics versus art style. That's another tense. Another place of disagreement.
Probably most likely. But Nia's been asking us to fight for the past 3 weeks. So I hope you enjoy yourself today, dear, because you got to stand to see your fight. So
I always get double teamed. I'm getting double teamed all the time, y'all. It's unfair in the comment section. In the chat, it's unfair. Keep coming, sneak dissing, sweeping the brother off his feet when he think he got K-Bomb in the corner. Here comes Keith with a bottle, throwing it upside my head. I'm like, wait a minute, bro. Let me handle K-Bomb for a second. Stay out of it. Anyway. Go ahead,
you sure that you said that, what you was gonna say?
Go ahead, Keith.
Yeah, man, this is a long one, but it's a good show. As always, happy to see the people in the chat, keeping us entertained and honest. There's a lot going on to.
Nia asleep.
Sorry, Nia said she was asleep. Yeah, man, and lastly, we got him.
All right. What we got, Keith? What we got?
Trump.
What?
Talking about Donald Trump. Guilty.
Oh yeah, y'all. Did y'all find out that we? Anyway, people might be upset. We got a criminal running for president, y'all.
Guilty.
A criminal running for president. We can't have.
Guilty.
But anyway,
my man reading them charges. Guilty.
Shouts out to all y'all, DJ Fanatic, Nia, D2K, Island Speed, Zilla, ×2. Welcome. First time I ever seen your name. You said it's been a while since you got a notification, so we must be doing something right. But welcome to the show. Who else is in here? I think that was it. So, Chariot, man, shouts out to you. But like I said, man, like K-Bomb said, y'all got a rare unicorn moment on tonight. Don't expect a whole lot of these. This is for sensitive eyes only. This is top secret stuff that you don't get to experience. This is chat room conversation. But every now and again, we go ahead and let it out. We don't agree, and we don't mind to disagree. Me and K-Bomb don't mind disagreeing.
I don't mind it at all.
And then he get all obtuse about it too. We can just end it right here. No, we ain't ended nothing. So we got to get the last word in. It's sad. It's a sad thing.
Okay, you finally agree. Okay, good.
Actually, I don't have to get the last word in, K-Bomb.
As he gets the last word in.
I don't. Anyway, so we thank y'all for tuning in on tonight. We'll be back next week, same time, same place, all in your drum, all on your internet streets. Make sure you share this, hit that like and subscribe. Make sure you follow us on X. Amen. I almost said amen. Follow us on X, Leveled Head Gamer.
Amen.
K-Bomb 20. And I think Keith go by Keith. No, it's King. What is it, Keith? King.
Enigma 87.
Enigma 87. That's right. So follow us. You see it all down there. Look at the bottom of the screen. Make sure you go to Twitter and follow us over there. We be having a good time on X as well. But we'll be back. Whose fault is it? It's our fault for even talking about this nonsense. That's whose fault it is. It's ours. For giving such a pointless game this much attention.
It is not doing well.
She looked like it's not doing well. She looked depressed to me. Anyway, shouts out. Deuces.
So we got smashed. We got smashed, bros, though.